Can you all hear me? Hey everyone, hope you're all having an amazing day. Oh, Rocky. I can hear myself. Why can I hear myself? Oh, that's why. I have to pause that. Hi, guys. Oh my gosh, Rocky Blaze, thank you so much. He sent a message that says, Rattle, thank you so much for all the effort you put into your videos and research. You're truly amazing. Rocky! No, you. You're amazing. Thank you, but really, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Rocky, ooh, I'm hiccuping because I ate my damn food too fast. Rocky also donated a membership and it went to Nomadic Thyme. So congratulations on that. And again, thank you, Rocky, for doing so. How are you guys doing? We have a lot to cover today. Like I am not even kidding, but let's first appreciate my beautiful background. Let's see if anyone can guess from where it is from. I'm guessing we're not gonna have a very hard time having a guess. Awkward burp, hello. I spotted someone. Maureen, hi. Who else is here? A lot of people are here. Ducky, hello. I'm so glad you could make it. Eesh, lots of people, lots of people. Queensy Hope says, horse is meh in my opinion, but I do enjoy horse reality. It really depends on your own style of gaming. Yeah, I've heard some back and forths. The way I understand is that horse reality is very much realistic, and Horse is sort of leaning more into the fantastical. That's always the way that I've sort of understood it. But Horse has sort of become Horse has sort of become pretty odd. Oh, hi, Remfax! It's awesome to see you here. And there we go. We have Hisoga, who spotted it. It is a Dragon Age Inquisition. That's actually one of my favorite games. My heart will always be stolen by Blackwall. That is just a fact of it. For those of you who've not played, go and play it and be humbled by the magnificent beard of Sir Blackwall. And then be humbled by his story, because you're not going to see that coming. Okay, let me just see some here. Rocky Blaze says, Horse used to be a lot of fun. I used to play Horse like a long time ago. I don't know, there was something to it that I quite like. Hi, Rumfax, glad you could be here. Hi, Ducky, also glad you could be here. And Queensy Hope. Let me just see. Okay, so I did not get ice cream, Ducky. I sadly did not I am having a stroke. I did not get ice cream. I wolfed down a stew that I had, and I'm sort of overstuffed now, and I might be burping a few times. Let's see. Millie Milkinson says, what game are you going to play and how are you doing today? I'm not playing a game. We're going to be going over some horse gaming news, so I'm just going to give you guys an update on all the stuff that's going on. But let's actually get into that because we do have a lot to cover today. Is that the correct one? Yes, that is the correct one. Let's do that. And I just killed it. Come back here. There we go. All right, so. Okay, yeah, that's it. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, I'd say, I think last year, but it's sort of very quickly devolved. I'm not going to go into too deep today because a lot of stuff is going on. But basically what's going on is Jorvik Rewind was a private server for Star Stable Online. And I'm not precisely sure because I'm getting a lot of sort of different types of information from a lot of different type of stuff. Eclipse? Kazumi, are you guys having an eclipse? I'm so sorry. Go and enjoy the eclipse. Put me in your ear and go and enjoy the eclipse. Anyway, so yeah, it was a private server that it kind of went a bit south. Now, I was in the server when this sort of went down. Basically what happened, the way that I understood it, was that there was a bit of back and forth between like some unsavory people sort of creating some bizarre stuff that, what's going on. That was sort of being homophobic and racist. I think that was the story. Like, be clear, like, this is the story that I heard. But anyway, so then from there, it became yeah, they shut down the Discord, and then they were just like, we're gonna see how this goes, yada yada yada. Now, the reason why I'm not sort of diving into this too much today is simply because I don't know all the facts. You guys are more than welcome to go and read this post on Star Stable Online, but just keep in mind I'm getting a lot of contradictory sort of information about this thing, so I'm probably gonna make a video, but it's not gonna be until I know exactly what the hell happened, because I'm getting so much information. It is quite wild. Yeah, so just wanted to give you guys an update on that. For those of you who are wondering on whether I am going to be making a video or what the situation is, as you can see here, like, there are allegations of doxing. There's a connection to better SSO. There's just like Discord booster and beta situations. Like I said, a lot of stuff going on, and I really don't precisely know what is going on. So I'm just stepping back. Were you guys in this server? Do you guys know anything about the server? Or what do you guys think? How do you guys actually feel about Star Stable private servers and stuff? Let's say the Eclipse is on live. That's good. I'll bring snacks. NASA is live streaming it apparently. Yeah. Oh man, I'm gonna get eclipsed by an eclipse. Rafak says, yeah, and the game masters never wanted to reopen the server anyway. Yeah, that's something else that I heard. Jezebolo says, can't wait. Look at says, running to Redem. AI games. Yeah, we're gonna get into that, Ducky. We're gonna get into that. So Rimfax says basically the Discord imploded because of mismanagement. Yeah, that is one side of the story I'm getting. There is another side to it that a lot of people are sharing with me. And I'm like, oh, okay, there's maybe a little bit more going on. But like I said, I don't want to say anything. I don't want to make it too big of a situation, because there are some reasons for why a full video is sort of, there's a lot going on. Nomadic Time says, I heard there were PDF file allegations against some people involved in the server, but of course, never know what's true. Yeah, those have also been thrown around in wild directions, I'm gonna be honest. It's Hopewing says, my parents never let me play. That now that I'm older, I'm glad I never played on Star Stable. Aw, well, hindsight 2020. Ducky says, a lot of people on the Star Stable are mean to other people. That is very true, Ducky. It's very bizarre why that is. Rimfax says, it's a whole iceberg, that project. Honestly, Rimfax, my opinion is any project outside of Star Stable official turns into a bit of an iceberg if you dig. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on underneath, and it's quite concerning. But anyway, that's just sort of what I wanted to say. Just to kind of touch on this, because I know a lot of people wanted me to talk about it. I'm not really going to get into it. I'm just sort of saying, hey, this is sort of what, you can go read the post if you want. I'm sort of staying out of it for the time being. Okay, so let us move on, because I want to chat about Star Stable properly. How are you guys finding the Western event? Are you guys enjoying it? Are you having a good time? Are you wrangling some ponies? Somewhere an American just died because I attempted an American accent. We got a no. We got a he. We got a oh no Western event. We got a I logged in once, but haven't been able to play really. Lol. It's such a bummer. I wouldn't know. I haven't played in months. So it's Hopewings asks, do you still enjoy Star Stable Rattle? It's actually a really interesting question, because I have been thinking about that a lot recently, because I've been playing a lot of the it's the events and the Trailblazers and stuff. And here's my answer. Whatever Star Stable is right now is a really fun grinding game. Whatever it was is not there anymore, and I don't know what I'm playing. I have a couple of quests, things that are sort of hanging. I don't want to go near them because I can't remember the story. And I'm a very story-driven player. I love stories. So for me to have a story that I really enjoyed become so completely butchered, I just don't care. And it's sad, because I think the gameplay is getting better. I think the like it's kind of that thing. It's like this one bubble has really good gameplay and the other bubble has really good story, and I can't bring them together because I can't remember the freaking story, and it's changed so much. Maybe I'm sounding a little bit like shaking my stick at the clouds, but it's kind of the way I feel. A little bit of tangent there. Let's see what some of you are saying. Awkward Burp says, if I have to push one more hay bale, I'm rebelling. I got some really bad news for you, Awkward Burp. You're going to have to do that for another 14 times at least. Ducky says, no, that ain't an American accent. I believe I'm doing a Texas accent. Tried Ghost says, I don't think I've done anything since the start of week 2. Oof. Maureen says, I'm an American. I'm sorry. And that was spot on. Thank you, Maureen. You have gailed my honor. You have something my honor. I don't know what you say, but you did. The Western event, says Rom. And Bazoor says, off topic, but are you perhaps on top chat again? No, not at all. Not at all. Never. I don't know what gave you that impression. What gave you that impression, you weird person? Okay, so what are we talking about? Nomadic Time says, welcome to the membership, by the way. I'm enjoying it, but disappoint next. Yeah, it's disappointing. It's very disappointing. Worst festival, I got burnout. Eesh. Yeah, there was like a really interesting argument that someone made that basically went that it is really stupid to limit the event stuff that you can do in the first week because you have the most energy for an event at the start of the event. So if you're going to release more content over the course of the event, it means by the end of the event, players are completely burned out on the things that they have been doing since the start of the event. It was such a good post on Reddit, and I just saved it. I'm like, this is really good. I need to kind of maybe think about I need to sort of maybe like approach that in some way. It was a really, really good argument. Kazumi says, my PC broke shortly after I played a new Western event. Coincidence? I don't think so. I don't think so. Rocky Player says, if you need that page, please do it in an American accent. If you read that page... Rocky, I'm gonna need some motivation. All right, okay. You know what? I'll do it. I'll do it for the lols. But however, if I do start to annoy anyone, please tell me. Okay, so let me see. Maureen says, "Lol." Okay, that one was an American having a stroke. Oh, I'm trying not to bark into the microphone, but it's so difficult. Kadlia, yes, Alicia Rattle, Alicia Reborn. I do know about that. I do really want to chat about it at some point. I'm going to be making a separate video of it. A couple of games I sort of cut off because I want to make separate videos about them. So just yeah. So if I don't always talk about things right now, it's because I'm probably planning something else. There's another game, Stablebound. I've reached out to the developer and I'm hoping to get some answers back so that I can do a review, an overview or a video about that game. So sometimes I'll sort of ease up a little bit so that I don't, like kind of spoil my head a little bit in what I think about it. That sounds really freaking weird, but it does help me. Ducky says, Rattle, you can be an actor and do American accent. Okay. We're stalling way too much. All right. Rocky, you asked for this. Rocky says, I'm going to go do a real Western event on Saturday. It's called Carl May Feast Plel. We go there every year, and it's the second time my best friend is coming with us. I'm so excited. Yeehaw! You guys should enjoy that. Oh my word. All right, so waving off Westerns, the final week of the Western Festival. God, I sound a little like a drunk Jack Sparrow. Week 4 Western. Cassie has another race. Okay, God, no. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. So basically, Annie has discovered something going on in the renegade camp. It seems that kidnapping the most mischievous animals on the ranch was maybe not a best idea. No sorry. These quests and activities are available to all Star Riders. There we go. I did one. I'm very proud. So, okay, basically, we're getting a new quest. If anyone didn't catch that. So we also got a new coat variation for the Appaloosa. And it's apparently do they say what type of coat? It doesn't say, but it's kind of like done, 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 done. Someone plug me in and out again, please. Done Appaloosa. Wow. Don't know what happened. Stars, Star Shiriani? No, you didn't miss anything. I'm just sort of, I'm sort of just losing my mind a little bit and attempting very bad Western accents. Charting through pixels. Hello, thank you for joining. I haven't played SSO. Also, thank you for joining, Stars. I haven't played SSO in months. My favorite event will always be the Halloween event, but it's changed so much. I love the Halloween event. I am planning on scaring the living shit out of my neighbors by putting 2 red eyes in a tree that overlooks their property. It's probably not the best idea, but I really want to do it. Bazur says Applejack on old. Applejack on cider. Okay. I could do a Southern Belle. Has a new item set. Along with the hearts, we're adding a permanent item set to the Global Store. And the Star Sign Round shops. The Floral Gold set, I do beg your pardon, is here in yellow and brown tones. Get on your pink boots and let's go ride. Southern Bells are amazing, though. It's Hope Wing says your accent is amazing. Thank you. Bella Nutella, oh my word, long time no see. Thank you so much for coming in. Nomadic Time says it's a buckskin Pintalusa. Thank you. That is a buckskin. We have been saved. Thank you very much. Ducky says, I never saw AI horse games. Oh, my girl, we're getting there. Charting through Pixel says, that would be perfect after July. It's officially spooky season. I know. Rocky Blaze, I don't want to be Rattle's neighbor ever. No, you really don't. I talk a lot to myself, but I sometimes wonder if the neighbors are like, maybe we should just call someone and just make sure. Like, is she talking to the ghost? It's not one. There's no ghosts here. Although I have lived in ghost houses, which is, I will leave those stories for Halloween because I have a lot of ghost stories for Halloween that actually happened to me. Bella Nutella says that sounds like the intro of a Barbie horse riding. Hi, my name's Barbie, and we're gonna have some riding fun. Sorry. Rocky Blazes, I'm crying. I'm currently working on getting into voice acting. This is very inspiring. I also desperately want to get into voice acting. I really need to get back into that. No. Charting through Pixel says Rattle podcast as a neighbor. Sign me up. Oh, you poor bastard. All right, so moving on. They did do a new quality of life update as well, which is very basically that you have a borderless full screen. That does sound very silly, but I think that is quite nice because I'm one of those people who has the game on full screen and scream. The full... Really, dog? I love my dog, but he's like putting his toys like right beneath me. But yeah, so I often have like podcasts and stuff running in the background while I'm playing the game. Sort of my mindless little grind game. And I do kind of like that Alt-Tab effect. So if it's easier to get out of that, more the power to you. So, and then we have the last week of the Trailblazers. So for those of you who have sort of missed. So all activities will give an extra 30 trail points, which is awesome. And then the previous Trailblazer tech items. 6 months have passed and the Trail of Markengast was here. The outfit items from the trail are now available in the Moorland shops and global store for anyone who missed them. That's also quite nice. And then for next week, the Western theme continues into our next iteration of the Style Rider show. So you guys, for those of you who do the Style Riders, that is going to be the next one. Rocky Blaze says, yeah, full scream is what I have every time I start SSO. You are funny. You are funny, girl. You funny. Trotting through Pixel says, did they fix the Trailblazer points again to where we get collectibles and points for them? Yes, they did. Yes, they did. So I did grind this Trailblazer. It was very nice. It's so soothing to sort of just collect those fireflies. Like, it's so nice. Like, I can't explain it. It's just super freaking nice. It has such a calming effect on me while I'm listening to someone getting murdered in a podcast. It's lovely. Superior says, hi, Rattle! Hello, Superior! How is everybody doing? Well, answer the guy. How is everyone doing? But let's move on to Riding Club United. So I just really want to touch on this because I'm funning you there, Rocky. But let's move on. Riding Club United says, work together to earn rewards. So this is the first club global event, which is really interesting. I've always wondered why they don't have club global events. This is clearly very much inspired by the Star Equestrian, but let's just kind of just look very briefly about what this is. So very briefly, you're basically going to Riding Club United. It was riding. Okay. Throughout the 4 weeks of the event, being part of a riding club opens up fun group challenges and rewards. Whether you play a little, what the I can't read today. Whether you play a little or a lot, it's all about enjoying the ride with your club. So you have a bunch of people in your club, and then you're completing the stuff together with your club. And then when you do that, you then get points and then you get rewards. Oh my gosh, Horse Racing Manager! Guys, everyone please say hi to Horse Racing Manager. He is the developer for Horse Racing Manager. It's a game that I quite like. I'm planning on making a new video about it to kind of look into, how far the game has come because they have added so much and they've fixed so many of the problems. Please say hi. He's really such a cool guy. And yeah, I'm very glad you're here. Thank you so much for joining. I'm very glad to see you here. we all say hi. Thank you, guys. But yeah, no, Horse Racing Manager, for those of you just who don't know, it's a pixel game, but it is such a good pixel game. I should actually, and we are going to be chatting about this game, but I have to show it because now I just think it's very fair that seeing as he's here, Horse Racing Manager. Yeah, there we go. I just want to quickly show you guys. This is how the game looks. For those of you who have never seen this game, let it just load. My internet is so fast. It's so fast. It's so fast. Yeah, there we go. As you can see, pixel art is absolutely gorgeous in this game. You can breed, you can race, you can even take on a jockey. There's like internal politics stuff going on. There's so much. There's so much going on in this game. I reviewed it. I wasn't very enamored with it because I felt there was a lot of stuff that still needed to be worked on. But like they have added a lot. So I'm very, very curious to see where it is standing right now. I gave it a long break so that when I come back, I can be surprised by all the cool stuff that they're doing. My dogs are playing behind me. If you hear little gruffs and stuff, sorry about that. But yeah, for those of you who are curious, go and check it out. If you're looking for a horse racing type game, I highly recommend this one. Yeah, just wanted to tell you guys about that. All right. Where were we? So firstly, I want to talk about the riding. Oh, so it's just Horse Racing Manager. Hi, everyone. Don't be too harsh with the video, but interesting to know what you like, don't, so that we can improve the game. Yeah, no, I'm going to say this about Horse Racing Manager real quick. They take on all feedback. They really listen. Like, they have been working very hard to sort of listen to what people are saying and then like changing those things. So a really great team working on it overall. Sorry, I really do like it when game developers aren't just making good games, but they're sort of cultivating great communities. It's really awesome when that happens. So yeah, love the game, love the people working on it. But heading back to Riding Club United, I do really want to ask you guys, how do you feel about this? Because you're basically all going to be working towards getting a reward. So I'm kind of curious, like, how do you guys feel about that? Do you think it's something that you'd be want to partake in? I did hear that some people are kind of concerned that kids are going to get kicked from their clubs if they're not as active as they should be. Stuff like that. So basically, how do we get the big weekly reward? The big reward is unlocked when you progress bar is 100% full. This requires true team effort, so make sure to rally your club mates. The rewards reset every Wednesday, and then you have a new reward that you can go and look at. Even if you don't have time, if you just do one task, you can still get the reward. You can technically do it solo, but it's going to be a lot of work. So stuff like that. Like, I'm very curious. Do you guys feel this is a good event? How do you guys feel about it? I need to drink. Rattle, can you give me a horse, please? Ducky, please give me a horse. Quincy Hope says, I'm too biased. I can't give any criticism to Horse Racing Manager. Aw, yay, that's awesome. Ducky said that, but you know what, Quincy? That's what I'm here for. You guys can love it, and I'll be the one that says what the problems are. How's that sound? Lele Maraposa says, OOP, other SSO? No idea what that means. Rocky Blaze says, honestly, the bigger clubs are going to be even more toxic. You see, that's interesting. That's sort of a lot of the stuff that people are pushing towards. It's not really the event itself. It's the fear of how the players are going to be reacting to this event. It's so interesting. Starshine says, I detest multiplayer events in general, so I'm not the audience for this tool, for this lol. Yeah, I'm the same. KDR says, I would love to play it, but I don't understand it at all. It's too much info all at once, and my brain shuts at some point during the tutorial. Speaking of tutorial, there is no tutorial. Oh, she's talking about Horse Racing Manager. Yes, fair warning, Horse Racing Manager is old school. Like, that thing has a lot of, stats and information and reading. So, yeah, that's a lot to go into. So just bear that in mind if you do pick up Horse Racing Manager. Lele as well says, I'm worried about the toxic kids. Ducky says, wait, am I thinking of another game? And Bazura says, yeah, people are going to go nuts, and I'm not sure if it's in a good way. Rimfax says, honestly, people are going to rely on others to carry them through the event until the Star Equestrian play, like the Star Equestrian players. Kazumi says, my dead for 10 years club ain't getting any. Little Cat Silly, hi! Glad to have you here. Yeah, 100%. If there's a member cap, people will be getting kicked for inactive. But it is not exactly bad, as you'd understandably want people in your clubs to play the game more somewhat. Yeah, that is so interesting. Quincy says Rattle is the tough cop. You fucking know it. Man, I swore. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to. It's not working. Saffron says, I'm excited for the club thing, but that's because I'm in a decent club, and I'm curious about how they will react. I understand why this could be a bigger problem for people who are in clubs by choice, who are clubless by choice, though. You're looking at one. Lele says, lol, my first time catching a Rattle stream. I've been following for a while. I've been following for a while the beef with SSO. Oof, yeah. Yeah, no, oh, hi, by the way. Sorry, Lele. I think I read someone who also had almost your same name. No, I did read you earlier. Anyway, but hi, thank you for joining. Yeah, it's like that's more or less the feeling that I'm getting is people are kind of just very concerned that it's going to basically turn into a bit of a mean girl situation, right? Because that's sort of a big problem that we have in the Star Stable community. Like, mean girls are just everywhere, and it's so exhausting. Oh, I just hiccuped again. So, here's someone who says, Sorbies. I don't hate the idea, but I wonder if it'll be racing focused or dailies focused. To be honest, it's just another way to bring up playtime. And if they get the grind wrong, it'll be another Trailblazer situation. Yeah, I don't know how it's going to work precisely. Like, we're going to have to see, but it's starting in August, so it's actually in a couple of weeks. We're going to see how this thing lands. They're probably doing it for the for the party the thingy, the birthday. It's 15 years, guys. Star Stable has been with us for 15 years. Can you believe it? Star Stable might be older than some of you. I don't know how old you are. Anyway, but yeah, that is the Writing Club United. Quite curious to see what the reaction is going to be. I'm going to be stalking Reddit when this thing lands. I'm going to be stalking Reddit when this thing lands. But yeah, let's move on to Rival Stars. Kazumi says, honestly, that skill issue on Rattle for making stream right when the eclipse is happening. You see, I want to outperform the eclipse, though. Don't you think that I'm so amazing that I would just outperform the eclipse? Oh, Horse Racing Manager says, we are making a better tutorial. We hired one of our fans, Artemisia. She will voice act if you don't want to read. You couldn't hire me? Okay. To be fair, I would be swearing more than voice acting, but it would be fun. I can do this. I can talk like this. I can sound like an AI for you. One day I will get a voice acting. I'm like literally throwing myself at developers, and no one wants to hire me as a voice actor. It's so sad. Like I'm like literally arriving at their doors, and I'm like, hire me, and then they hire someone else, and then I don't. Okay, no, I'm just ranting. Anyway. Rocky says, Rattle, you are way more interesting than the eclipse. See? NASA ain't got nothing on me. Remfax says, the Jorvik rewind post just got taken down by a moderator. Yeah. Yeah, that one got taken down on the Star Stable forum. I don't know if it's getting taken down on the Star Stable online forum yet. There's like 2 forums. But yeah, people don't want it there because it's creating a lot of negative energy and stuff, if you want to call it that. So Lele says, honestly, I think Rival Stars for PC is so bad, because what do you mean the mobile is free and have more updates? Well, on the PC it's 20 euros, but we get like this year of no updates. Yeah, it is an interesting argument, because people feel that Dutch Warmblood, where was I? I just went into a haze for a moment. No, but it kind of comes down to, you pay once for a game, they really shouldn't need to update. Like, that is a difficult thing for people to understand, to accept, especially in today's day and age. But games really didn't really get updates after they are fully released. That is sort of a privilege, not a right. So the argument can very, very easily be made that they could have just dropped the game and ran, but instead they added, I would say, DLC for free. That's sort of what it comes down to, right? And that's an amazing thing that they did. They've never upped the price for Rival Stars since it launched. So it's really like what you got when you paid 5 years or 6 years ago is a lot different than what you're getting now. So I would like them to kind of at least finish the show jumping, maybe just finish the story for the steeplechase. I don't know if the steeplechase story is finished, though. I can't remember. But yeah, that I would like them to do, just to sort of round off a couple of stuff and just make a new horse racing game. That's just me, though. Don't talk to me. Anyway. Let's see here. Isu says, I love the way you play on PC. It's very nice, but I do not like how it barely updates. I love the way... Oh, you play on PC. Oh, okay, yeah, I get. It's Hopewing says, the mobile does have some downsides. It's harder to go up levels, and you don't get to do horse customization. Yeah, that is very, very true. Like, the mobile is made to make you impatient. That's really what it is about. It's preying on the impatience. It's putting on the pressure. It's leaning into that FOMO. It's doing all those psychological tricks that I absolutely despise in games. So that's why I just very much steer clear of it. I don't think I'll ever make a review for the mobile game, just because I just don't support it at all. I don't support that style of game at all. But that is my problem with it. And Bazura says there's a post on the horse game news site about this, and they even mention what if they're considering dressage at the end of the article. and I was like, oh, nice. Yeah, the horse game news is from Abigail Pinehaven. She made like a horse game site where you guys can go and look up some cool stuff. Give me a second. Why is my brain so slow today? Well, you could look up some cool articles, like they update about once a day. So yeah, that is actually fair. Yeah, dressage would be pretty. Like, see, yeah, seeing as they've added the Dutch warm blood, maybe they're gonna add dressage. That could be cool. Or maybe I don't know. Like, but that could be really cool though if they do something like that. But the point of this thing that I wanted to show you is that they've added the Dutch warm blood, which is pretty cool. And yeah, we're just that's really it. That was just a really cool update. They added the Dutch warm blood for those of you who don't know. Yeah. So just want to say Bala Natella. No, not the main quest. That is Abigail has her own website now, which is Horse Game News. I call it Horse Gaming News. It's Horse Game News. You can go and check she made her own website. Fun articles. But yeah, so what the hell was I saying here? Oh yes. So I'm sorry, I'm getting very distracted today. But yeah, and they do have another event that they're running, which is the Razzle Dazzle. Does anyone else, when they hear the word Razzle Dazzle, the first thing that pops into your head is Chicago? Tell me I'm not the only one. And Bazoor says, really good, very good site, I recommend. Yay! I'm sure Abby will be happy to hear that. The Ruby Fox says, I just want PC updates. But I do like the site. I just want to say that. It's informative. That's actually the very big point of that. Yeah, I'm not the only one. Give 'em the old razzle dazzle. Razzle dazzle them. I had to. Okay? Now we can stop. Okay. Anyway, so the Razzle Dazzle event is our first Razzle Dazzle event is here. Take part for your chance to claim new horse boots and other rewards. Elegance and Ebony limited time event. Complete Frisian breed event tasks and earn rewards. Exotic traits. Short star, extend preference range to include 1,000 meter and below across all game modes. That's pretty cool. I like that. Because that is something that's really been bugging me. Horses have a very wider sort of, range that they can run. And it's always interesting to sort of discover that, because some horses start as sprinters and later become stayers and stuff like that. Like, the horse racing is very complicated, very interesting. But anyway, yay, that is rival horse racing. So let's see here. Give them the old razzle dazzle. Thank you, awkward verb. So Ducky says, reminds me of your YouTube Rattle. I'm Rattle Dattle. That was awful. Not Ducky. I wrote that. Queasy Hope says, Razzle Dazzle sounds like a Christmas song that the reindeers came up with. I'm going to be honest, very drunk reindeers. Lele Marposa says, wait, let me open it up on my phone to look at it. And then Kazumi says, I played both Bowmile and Desktop Rivals, and I absolutely prefer Desktop. The fact you can actually have a nice gaming session, get items, no waiting 18 hours for one training. Yeah, it's exactly that. It's Hope Wink says, when I heard Razzle Dazzle, I just thought Razzle Dazzle Rattle. No, I'm not going to say again. Bella Natella says, Rattle, you need your theme song. My theme song. I have no idea. You guys pick. What do you think is my theme song? I have no idea. Rattle, razzle, dazzle theme song. Own theme song. Yeah, I need my own theme song, but you guys are gonna have to pick one. I have no idea. The Ruby Fox, we do remember Bellasara. Like, we all remember Bellasara. Rattle, razzle, dazzle. All right, that's my theme song. Freebird. Huh. Bellasara. Wow, don't bring up sad. Don't bring up sad. Why did you bring up sad? Now we're all gonna sit here and just think about, we missed that game. Because that's what I'm doing right now. I want to exchange my monster for a whiskey. Where are you? We should mute you for bringing up sad. Wait, the creator wants to bring back Belasara? Wait, you have been redeemed, Ruby Fox. You've been redeemed. Abigail just came in. Hi, Abby. Everyone say hi, Abby. I love how you can see I'm the only one who messages Rattle on Instagram, lol. Yeah, and the reason for that... Oh, no, actually, there are other people who message me, but she's the only one that consistently messages me. And the only reason why she ever responds to me is because I send her really stupid reels. And I'm going to let Abby explain, because I send her really stupid reels sometimes. And it's fun. Okay. Clover Cowgirl. Oh, is that who you are, Ducky? I don't know the name, but apparently that's your name. Abigail says, I think I might block Rattle on Instagram. She has threatened to block me on basically every social media just for the stupid crap I sent her. It is fair, but yeah. Okay. Let's just move on, shall we? Ko-Fi name. Dougie says Ko-Fi. Oh, that's your Ko-Fi name. Bella Natala says there is a small documentary on YouTube with the illustrator on the YouTube channel Geordie's Computer. There's a small... What? Oh, there's a small documentary on YouTube with the illustrator. Oh, like that's for Belasara? I'm going to check that out. Thank you for letting me know. I will check that out. But first, we are going to have to move on to Wild River Games. Because Wild River Games, the creators of Horse Club Ride West, has been sharing some really interesting videos. And I'm curious to hear what you guys think. We're going to look at some videos as soon as it freaking loads. There we go. So here is some horsies. I'm not loving the animations. They look kind of wonk. So just me? Whoa, that broke. So here's the barrel racing. I like the barrel. Look at that. Look at that barrel racing. I love the dust. That looks... Drifting. I like drifting. Whee! Whee! I mean, how can you not love that? and of course we have the balloons. Now this is interesting. Horse Club Adventure 2 actually did have these balloons as well. I loved it. It was so much fun. I'm so glad they're bringing that back. And then we have this one, which is just the archery. Now this is interesting. You see the balloons at the back, so it's very simplistic. You're just kind of firing, into the target, which is fine. Like it's nice to have a variety of activities and stuff. Now, I don't know if you're supposed to be hitting the balloons, which immediately reminded me of a game that I played, Twinsen. Come on, Twinsen. Little Big Adventure, because that section drove me nuts when I was playing it. But yeah, Wild River Games are the developers for Horse Club Ride West, which I'm very much looking forward to. It's coming out on the 9th of October, 2026, and it's going to be on Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 5, and Steam and Xbox. So yay! We got some games. Okay, let's see what you guys... Rocky Blaze says, Rattle will be poorly drifting. I'm going to drift everywhere. I'm going to drift to the left. I'm going to drift to the right. I'm going to drift to the store. I'm going to... I don't know where I'm going with that. I'm a drift everywhere. I'm a drift there. I'm a drift everywhere. And then someone is going to come and take my horse away for horse abuse. But that's something else. Rufek says, someone should really bring back Tales of Area. Back Tales of Eteria. Huh? Little Cat. City One says, low-key feel like the girls on the cover got aged up a little from the first game. Yeah, they do feel a bit older, like more in their 16s, 17s. But I didn't think they were supposed to look that young in the first game in the first games in any case. I did get the suspicion when you were playing like they were at least 15 and older. Don't know what this is. Looks awesome though. So let's see what some of you say. Cute, but not for me. That's fair. That's fair, Star. Giranu. Awkward Bird says, still better than SSOR. Oh, the SSO archery. You just brought back a freaking Vietnam flashback. That thing was so bad. Oh my gosh, I remember. It was... I could not believe what I was playing. Any of you played that? That was so bad. Horseland has aged so bad. Yeah, the graphics are simple. That's fair. I think the actual toy versions are meant to be around. Yeah, that's also the suspicion I got. Yeah, tried Ghost. Hello. Yes, exactly that. What happened there? I have hope for horse games on the Switch. That's fair. SSO Archery is so bad, Maureen. Yes, it is so bad. The character models are sliding all over the place in the saddle. Let's look at that. Yeah, they are kind of moving a little too much. I didn't even notice that. Let's look at the drifting one. I think, yeah, I do see a little bit what it does look a bit goof. It has a little goof to it. But you know, it's still, well, the game is coming out soon. I like this style of game though. I'm a sucker for cell shade. Look at the fetlocks on the horses. All right. Abby has... Ooh, that one over the back. Ooh. Ay, 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 ay. They're breaking. Are they breaking? Abigail has a very, very good eye for horse animations. Like, I'm very casual about horse animations. I'll talk about them if they really bug me, but overall I just sort of see them and consider them as just a sort of just sort of moving, like just sort of accepting that that's what I'm playing basically. But or that's sort of the thing that I'm writing. It's not that big of a deal for me. But Abby has a very fine eye for it, and it's, yeah, she's absolutely right about the fetlocks. They do. They don't look good. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Okay, let me see if I can... Wait, let me see if I can pause right before the horse puts its leg... Yeah, it's... That's not bad. Oh, come on. Yeah, there. That's what I'm talking about. That looks kind of odd. It's a floppy fetlock. Abby has spotted the floppy fetlock. Quincy Hope says that horse is cantering in the front and trotting in the back. That is about the definition for most horse game animations. It's not terrible, I want to make that clear, but it's not as good as I thought it was going to be. Lady Sagater says it's Mulber's horse anime set. It's everywhere. Yeah, that anime set pro thing. Little Cat City the 31 says... Look at the 31 says, I'm a little silly bitty. The horse's legs don't straighten in the gaits. They're always bent, it looks like. Yeah. Horse animations are really hard. So Duck says, the way the shoulders move. I think mainly the problem with horse animations, just to kind of throw in my hat into the ring here, is I think it's to do with weight. Developers don't consider how weight affects the movement of horse. That sounds very bizarre, but they sort of try to animate the movement instead of the weight distribution. And I think if you kind of go for the weight distribution, the horse is maybe going to move a little bit more janky, but it is going to feel like something is landing beneath you. If that makes sense. Hopefully I'm explaining that correctly. I have been meaning to go into that. Maybe I'll drag Aggie and Aggie Abby into that video to sort of go through horse animations and then determine which animations are good and which are bad. That could be actually a fun video. But yeah, I do have my issues with it. What have you redacted? I will not look at what you've redacted. Kazumi says, look like the horse tried to trot and canter at the same time. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. All right, moving on. Okay, this is going to be a very quick one. I just want to say this. Some of you have mentioned that you do play the thing. You do play horse browser games. So Horse Fable is a game that went through a very rough time where they had to switch owners, and it was a huge thing back and forth. And they have been doing very, very well. So here is the Mustangs that they have added to the game. The game's name is Horse Fable. For those of you who want to kind of look at it, this is another coat color for the Mustang. They have added the I think this is the Lusitano. No. Where am I? Here is the Lusitano. They are sort of redoing a bunch of these things. You can see here they're doing Blaze, Bold. They're doing a lot to I do be installs. And they have a lot of good sense, lovely sense of humor. So it's like version 2 draft update. You can see that they're really working very hard to get this game up to scratch again. For those of you who sort of are looking for a horse browser game, I highly recommend this one. I mean, look at these pretty little foals. New art is frolicking and soon. Like, they're really doing a big overhaul on this game. And I think it's absolutely worth, just even if it's just to go and check it out. I think it's great to see a game that took such a hard knock, and they are working so hard to get the game back to a good standard. I love this type of stories. There's an American paint horse. Let's see what you guys are saying here. The drawing is cool, nice drawing. Very good to hear they're doing well after everything. Fable looks pretty. Horse looks terrible. Yeah, Fable is pretty. Like I've said this before. Fable is a pretty game. It has a lot of pretty in it. Ducky says, that looks like my cat Kiwi. I call her Chumba Woomba. That's really cute. The Ruby Fox says, this looks interesting. I've been getting into horse reality and it's fun. I'd really give Horse Fable a shot. It has a lot of story and lore to it. I liked it. Like, for the little bit of time I played it, if only just to get the feel of it, I did actually enjoy it. And I'm not that huge of a fan of browser games. Just because they put too much pressure on me to log in every day. I get very exhausted by that. But I don't think I have ADHD, but I have a lot of ADHD symptoms. But yes, Kaidia, they are now with the new owners. They have switched out ownership, and I think they're putting in a lot of time to get the game up to a good standard. So yeah, I'm gonna say good standard. It's already at a good standard. They're sort of just refining it, but I think this Mustang art it's really good. Like, that is a pretty horse. It's so good. Queasy says, I tried Horse Fable, but I didn't like it. For some reason, Horse Reality is the only horse browser game that I've stuck with. Oh, that's very fair, Queensy. Like, yeah, to each his own. I'm more of a story girl, so I tend to lean more towards those types. Inbazur says, it's a very ADHD thing to avoid getting an ADHD diagnosis, not gonna lie. The thing is, I don't know if I have ADHD or if I'm just pretty odd. If that makes sense. I don't know. I show some symptoms and other symptoms I'm like, nah, that's just me being weird. But yeah, the art is stunning. Yeah, I'd really recommend it for those of you who have not tried it before. Stop. This is your pause pony. Pause and relax a minute. Are we gonna relax a minute and look at the pretty horsey? Okay, maybe like 5 seconds, but it's a pretty horsey. Yeah, look at this. It's really cute. Anyway. Oh, that's pretty though. It says, Nomadic Time says, hey Rattle, I have ADHD and I think you have ADHD. And a talking disorder. Thank you. I'll maybe get myself thing. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, thank you. I'll maybe one day get that sorted. Bella Natella says, yep, my friend has ADHD and it took her 6 months to fill out her form. It took me to help her to do something that took 10 minutes. Yeah, I might do that. I might leave things for the last minute. That's something I very much do. I can't work unless I have some sort of pressure on me to do it. I don't know why. Lele Mariposa says, honestly, never liked 2D games, but HOHB is kind of cute. Yeah. Oh, Hofa is kind of cute, I'm guessing. Lil Cat, the silly one, says, Spirit has made every horse girl to love a cute golden buckskin. Big Echo says, I'm autism and ADHD, and chances are you do. I have no idea. I have no idea. Everyone seems to think I have ADHD. Listen, I'm gonna argue with this because I can. So go away. All right, moving on. Galloping Dream Game. This is one that recently came back onto my radar. Very, very brief history. This game was, I don't think it was started. Maybe it was started, but like they sort of made a post in 2023. And if you look at this post and this post, it's like 2 years apart from each other because they kind of went low for a bit. Like they started and then they sort of just dipped. And now they're posting consistently about the game and what they're working on it. So for those of you who are wondering, this is a game where you play as a wild horse, as a wild stallion, Midnight, who is trying to find his herd. And that's the story. You're sort of riding around, you're trying to find your thingamabob, and then they go that way, and then you find them, and that's wonderful, and I have no idea what the hell I'm saying. So yeah, it's lovely. Where is everyone? Talk to the herd. Do you want to accept the quest? Okay, now listen. Listen. I have to say this. Okay. The entire herd is missing. Talk to the herd. Do you want to accept this quest? If I say no, what happens then? What happens if I say no? What happens? Do I walk off and go do something else? Why is this an option? Why do I have the option to say no? There are so many games that do this. Like, I don't know why. It's just do you want to come with me to save the world? Nah. And you just fuck off. Go have a drink at the bar. Go eat some daisies. I don't know why that gets me, but it gets me. Abby commented. What did Abby say? Oh yeah, Abby commented. Eee! Exciting. That's what Abby said. No sad ending, says Vidunder. Rattle, is this the AI game? No, Ducky, it's not the AI game. We're gonna get to it. Flicker says you get blipped out of existence. Did I get... Oh, I eat too loudly, I think. What's the game called? It is called Galloping Dream Game. They are still working on it. If no, Horsey goes to university. And becomes a railroad tycoon. I don't know why that made me laugh. Quincy Hope says, herd animal approaches herd. Want to talk to them? Herd animal says no. Because actually no, because I can't talk. I'm a horse. That would be really funny though if you have this game where the main character is like very self-aware and everything that you do, the character just sasses back at you and you're like, let's go ride a horse, and then the character's like, really? That's what we're gonna do? The thing that you've been doing for like 16 hours? Oh God, like you have a life, don't you? And it's like, I just really want to play my game. Yeah, I know. I'm sure all those bills are getting paid. I'm sure your husband isn't planning on leaving you. Just this really sassy character just being an asshole. Abigail says, good impression. Yeah. That's why you need to hire me as a voice actor. Saga says, do you want to come and save the world with me? Actually, I was about to go get a burger. Yeah, like just let me say no to everything. It's Hope Wing says, is Foxy Ventures the AI game? No, Foxy Ventures is the AI. Just, we didn't know that, but that's them. They're just the AI. Quincy Hope True. Kuzami says, no, the sun is setting. My local hill is too small. That sucks. Vidundar says, also, it should be nay. Nay. Just fuck off into the ether. I swore again. I think that's my fourth one. Flicker says, okay, but horse game with Stanley Parable style Goofy. I would play that. Although there is a game that's really... Okay, sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. But there's a game, Horspital. I need to do a live stream of that game. That thing is so good. Anyway, so this is Galloping Dreams Steam page. Really cool. I'm just going to read this very briefly. Galloping Dream is a third-person story-driven level-based adventure game where you play as a wild stallion. Your mission is to find the captured members of your herd, explore the world, help other animals, and uncover the legend of a winged horse, a symbol of hope between dreams and reality. Yeah, the other part of the game is that we're going to be fighting Pegasus. We're going to be fighting Pegasus. And we're going to ask Pegasus, give me your wings. And then Pegasus is going to kick me in the face. I can't say that. Oh, I love it though. I hope we can play as Pegasus for a bit. That would be really cool. That would be really cool. And and there are other animals that you can meet. So it's kind of like I like the idea. You're playing as a wild horse. It's certainly a lot different, and I think that's really cool. And they sort of go a little bit more into the story, and you just kind of, trying to scout and finding your friends, and including the beloved mare and foal. The journey begins where the natural world blends seamlessly with dreams. Step into the hooves of midnight as you follow clues, track the lost, and uncover the mysteries of the valley. Along the way, meet other animals, help them, and reveal hidden paths, fragments of stories, and secrets of this magical land. I think it's such a nice breath of fresh air. It's something different. So if you have not, go ahead, add this to your wish list, and support the developer. We want to see. You can play the Galloping Dream demo. You can play that. It has been updated on the 20th of July. So it costs 10 plin. No idea what that is. Early TV, who are you? Hello. It looks neat. Thank you for being here. Where the hell am I now? Oh yeah, there we go. That's the demo. Okay, we're gonna get all that. Anyway, hi Early TV. Thanks for being here. So we have Kazumi, which says this is a game I like to see in co-op. That would be actually kind of cool. Oh, that's Polish. How much is that about in dollar? The the tips are Polish. Oh damn, says Rumfax. It's Hope Wings says, I believe I can fly. But you're the only one with wings here, so I do hope you can fly. It's going to be a good game then. Oh, okay, cool. Queensy Hope says around 2-ish. Oh, that's $2. $2 to pick up the demo. I think that's very, very reasonable. So for those of you who do want to give it a shot where you can play as a wild horse, go and give it a shot and give the developers some feedback. And I'd love to hear what you guys think about it. I'm certainly going to be playing it. Maybe I'll do it for a live stream. I'm going to be doing a 3-horsey game live stream soon, so if you guys want me to play that for it, let me know, and I'll do it. Okay, but let's move on to the next one. I'm just going to popping through these because these aren't big stories, but they are just things that I want to bring some attention to. This is Top Steed. An article for this one is also on Horse Game News, but anyways, from Abigail. But so this is Top Speed. It is a game from Minuscule Mayhem. So those of you who don't know, Minuscule Mayhem actually made Night Soil, which is a game that I love. I love Night Soil. I have finished it 3 times. There is just so much that I love about that game. Back to Stables, I will never play again. I tried. I really did. It's not a good game. But they're making a Neo game, and I think it's something completely different. It's clearly taking a lot of inspiration from games like Alicia, if it wants to play. Don't stop play, don't stop play, don't stop play, one day soon. There we go. Let me just turn this down. Let's take a look at this. This is gonna be fun. Saddle the frick up. It has a lot of like Alicia. Wait, let's just go back that rack though. Let's just wait. Dunk. Okay, the game is 10 out of 10. This is 10 out of 10. This is 10 out of 10. Oh, it looks fun though. Dunk. and we got first person, which is amazing. I love it. Like, it looks fun. It's just chaotic fun. And yes, it is multiplayer. And you have destructible environment. It looks good. I don't know. I love, like, this is so... Oh, and you're drifting. Oh, wait, I remember this. Wait. Hopefully, I think they're going to show it here. I just don't like the suits. Oh, look at that. Look at that drifting. Sparks flying. That looks cool. That looks cool. I'm loving this. I have no idea. It's illegal horse racing. It's illegal horse racing. I am absolutely loving this. This is so much fun. Are you the top steed? Wishlist now on Steam. Minuscule Mayhem. Yeah, I love it. I thought it was such a great concept, and I am very excited for it. Please go and wishlist if you have not already. I have it on my wishlist, and I'm gonna play the living heck out of it. No. It's yes. Hi Anna. It is Need for Steed. It's so good. It is so good. I just loved it when I saw it. At first, I was very like, "What is this?" And then when I watched it, I'm like, "Okay, Anna, I'm really feeling this. This is really cool." And it looks fun. It just looks like fun. I hope it works out. And even if it doesn't, like Minuscule Mayhem, they're keeping their prices so reasonable. So even if it doesn't, if it's not like an amazingly great game, or it sort of maybe falters a little bit at the opening, I'm not going to mind it because they're probably going to have a very reasonable price tag overall. But yeah, it's awesome. Star Shiraya says, I need this. Sorby says, this looks much fun. Oh my gosh, though the camera wobbling even slight worries me a little. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I did pick up on that. We're gonna have to see if that affects us little sick people. Rimfax says, I hope people will get to experience Project Alicia soon, a horse racing game where your enemy is nature. It's Project Alice soon. It was abandoned in 2008. I'm trying hard to rebuild it. Oh, okay. I hope you get far with that, Rimfax. That's awesome. And it says, Queen's Hope says, I was just about to say there's Need for Steed. Duck says, I won't buy the game, but it looks funny. You need to buy it, though. We're going to peer pressure you. Little Cat Silly, the silly one says, it looks like they were making a car racing game, but that last minute changed to horses and didn't change the course. It's so good. I'm just absolutely in love with this. Oh, it's so 100% love. Yeah, it is so good. Can you play with friends? Yes, you can actually play with friends. This is a multiplayer game. Local multiplayer. No idea what that means. But it's more local multiplayer. What does that mean? It better not make me motion sick. I'm hoping it won't. I can play depending on how the game is made. And Bazura says, I may perhaps be a little absolutely overly excited for this game. It looks freaking awesome. Take my damn money already. If you do want to support them so long, they do have 2 other games on their store. So they have Night Soil and they have Back to Stable. Back to Stable is, I did do like a playthrough of it. It's a cute game. I just like Night Soul for its story, but if you're looking for something a bit lighter, I'd say Back to Stable. If you do kind of want to support them to help keep the thing in. Early TV says local multiplayer means it won't be online, just couch co-op. No! Are you serious? Does it? Wait, no, don't break my heart. Oh no, but it does have ordinary multiplayer. So it has local multiplayer and ordinary multiplayer. That's actually, it has local multiplayer. That's pretty cool though. So that's a feature, not a problem. George! Yes, it's George. Look at the silly one says local means when you split screen play on same device. Think how Mario Kart started. That's okay. Yeah. Okay, so both are listed. That's good. So me and you guys we are going to have parties for this game, are we? Are we gonna have some play parties? But anyway, that is Top Steed. Go check it out if you guys haven't already. I think it is a pretty cool game. So I'm going to hop over Okay, I'm just gonna say this. Medieval Horse Dealer, I did do a brief playthrough on this. I'm just gonna kind of touch and go on this one real quick because we have a lot to get through still. Medieval Horse Dealer is a game being developed by One Slice of Pizza Games, and that's a funny name. And it's interesting. I just want to mention that it is being released on the 17th of August for those of you who want to kind of give it a shot. I tried it. I did play the demo. It was interesting. We do get foals, which is nice, and animals and chickens, and we're brewing beer, and we're hitting rocks with axes. It's an interesting game. I'm not gonna lie. My cat has food and she's meowing. Are you thirsty, darling? Hang on. Hey! My cat is trying to eat my stew that's still left over. Anyway, so it's very interesting. Rocky Blaze says, "Well, it's not a party if the motion sickness doesn't make you puke, right? Yeah, well, we can all get drunk and then vomit up the drink and then drink some more and then we can just keep going for the whole night." Ducky says, "You can ride the baby horses." Oh, that's fun. Kuzumi says, "Was that GTA Medieval Horse?" No, there is a GTA Medieval Horses, and that game is called Rustler. I have to do that game as well. Man, that game was fun. I hate that asset with every inch of my being. Yeah, so this is like a lot of assets like being chucked into this game. It's fine. Produce cheese. Why? Brew beer and craft other valuable goods to expand your business. I'm just kind of saying that it is releasing on the 17th. I have no idea what to expect of it. I am going to be playing it because we have to play all horse games. Oh, Rocky says, "I've been waiting for that forever." Well, it's coming out now. The one everything horse game. Yeah, it's interesting. Like, look at those hearts, though. Good grief. It's okay. I would love a horse. Sorry, Bella Natala says, "I would love a horse game with drunken controls." You can technically play Red Dead Redemption where your character gets drunk and tries to get on the horse. You can do that, though. Like, that's maybe what you're looking for. Imagine, Rimfax says, "Imagine all of us sitting and watching Barbie movies on stream." Barbie movies are the bomb, though. Queen Job says, "I remember that night nodding his head back at you in that game. That was funny." It was such a weird... I felt like I had a fever dream while playing that. It's Hope Wing says, "Sounds like my cat Callie will gladly grab anything I leave behind. She also sits on my books, phone, iPad if I don't get her attention when she wants." Oh yeah, this one too. She just walks across my screen and sits right in front of it, and then she just starts patting my face, just patting my face very lightly. It's like, "Do, mother, 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 why have you forsaken me, mother, mother?" Big Coco says, "I know that one horse aspect when I see it." Yeah, it's that one. We all know it. We love it. We hate to see it. It's Horse Anime Set Pro. Anyway, let's move on. That is Medieval Horse Dealer. You guys can get it on the 17th of August for those of you who are interested in something like this. I will probably be playing it because that's part of my job. Now this is Unreal Stable. Okay. Quick background. Unreal Stable is a developer who is working to recreate basically the thing. Rain Ravine. Trying to recreate Rain Ravine. So they're working pretty hard on it, and they're sort of trying to get a lot of it down, like the ear movements, for example. And here we can see tested with jumping mechanics. They're working pretty hard on it, and here you can see sort of that classic thing from Tales of Rain Ravine that you can see here, like the left leg, left hand. It's very cool. What is it? What's Abby's comment here? Abigail, you're everywhere. You're like a cockroach. We can't get rid of you. Anyway, so now what I really liked about this is that this is her current project. But before she started on that project, this was the project that she worked on. I found one of my old project files today. I wasn't planning to work on anything serious. I just wanted to have some fun. It was a horror project in January, so I branched up the map, made a fluffy new main, and erased the scary events that were. This is what I got. Somehow this ended up capturing exactly the feeling I want for equestrians of Bayleaf Stables. And maybe it's just a bit giving me the RDR2 vibes. Yeah, no, this is like kind of the vibe that she's going for. But I want to show you guys what it was like when she didn't change it. It's Abigail again. Got you everywhere. Go away. Hiss. Hiss. So this is... Ooh, maybe we can... Oh, we have some sound effects. Okay, guys. Guys. How badly do you want to play this? How badly do you want to play this? How badly do you want to play this? I need to play this. Just gonna turn. Oh my god, I am in love with this. I am ridiculously in love with this. I can't. I want to play it so bad. What do you guys say? Someone says, oh, I love it. In fact, says, oh my gosh, that's the vibe I was going for Celestial Grove. Abby, are you on social media like 24/7? Yeah, no, she's plugged herself in. Didn't you guys know? Abby isn't human anymore. She just sort of has a plug in the back of her head that she kind of shoves into the port, and then she's just sitting there like beep boop boop. Rocky Blaze says, slender horse. Queen's Hope says, I'm seeing things. Anna says, every trail ride is horror if it's from the horse's perspective, to be honest. Horses spook at everything and nothing. Vadunder says, I love the vibe of Night Ride horse horror game. Having the horse react to noises, etc. The horror gaming community might pick it up too, since it's a very unique concept. I think it would be so good because the horse can see things that you can't. So you don't know if the horse is just spooking for something or if there's something there and you can't see it. Oh my gosh, they've done that sort of with dogs. There's a game... the one that's based on the other thing. Hang on. Blair Witch Trials. Blair Witch Project. That's the one. That one. It was really good. Really horror. And we had the dog, and the dog got spooked and shit. And then you had another game that did that was Haunting Ground, which came out like on PlayStation 2 like many years ago, but it was really good because you had Huey, who you had to sort of teach how to sort of react to things around you. Very cool game. But this is so unique and different, and I just really want to see this happen. Someone make this happen. In fact, says, oh my god, Abigail became an all-like Techna from the Winx Club reboot, basically. Rocky Blaze says, I'll make my best friend play this while I pee my pants. Yay! Hisaga says, the idea of a horror game where you gotta listen to your horse body language does sound interesting. It sounds amazing. It sounds so good. Early TV says, Haunting Ground mentioned. You freaking know it. You freaking know it. Kosumi says, paprika. Listen, sometimes my brain fizzles. It goes, shh. If I got jump scared on that, I'd probably faint and then cry after walking up to cause what happened to the horse. That's so good. And I says, horse is afraid, you run. It was a stick. Yes, that's basically true. It is so true. Like, I love it. I love it so much. I love it. I love it. I love it. I need it. I love it. Let's try this one. Hopefully the sound isn't too loud. I don't know how bad the jump scare is going to be. Let's see. Woo! Woo. Oh, that's fun. What does the fox say? Run like a bitch. This is so good. This is so good. This is stupidly good. What sound? Oh, you guys can't hear? Is that better? Okay, you know what? Let's restart it because I think I fricked it up. Can you guys hear that? Okay, yeah, there we go. Ducky says this game is God. I try to copy the freaking sound. I can't do it always. My horse runs at the bin in broad daylight. Fair. I want this game so bad. Nomadic Time says I need this game right now. I need it. I need it. about to die. Oh, man. I wanted to watch me die, but it's fine. We got something. And X says if Rattle's voice acting career doesn't work out, she can go into self-made sound effects. I do be doing those. Bellanetta says, I wonder if the trail just goes into circle. Oh, you're sort of in a loop. like PT. Oh, that would be kind of cool. That would be kind of cool, though. Rimfax says, this is the horse, those FNAF VHS tapes that are overly gruesome. Yes. Starshara says, I need it. Give it to me now. We need more. I am introvert, so I spend 10 hours playing Minecraft. Kettle.wave. Whee! Assholes. Anyway, I really, you know what? I will. Who the frick are you? Persnickety Simmons. That is a lovely name. No, I think I would actually be fine with a jump scare game. I just want this atmosphere before I get jump scared. Like, that's it. Anyway, loved it. Thank you, Abby, so much for sharing it with me. Like, she's the one who brought it to my attention. I really, really loved it. Yes, I have played Minecraft. Don't like it all that much. I'm a story-oriented girl. But anyway, to Unreal Stable, I know that your focus right now is Bayleaf Stables, but if you ever do get the time or the chance, please make this game. We need it. We are a desperate horse gaming bunch, and we think that you have stumbled onto something absolutely brilliant. Well, at least I do. Please. Anyway, all right, let's moving on. Okay, but are you okay, one question. I just want to ask one question. What do you guys think is in the woods? Is it our imagination? Is it a monster? Is it some sort of spooky idiot? Is it our dad wanting the car keys because we took it out with us when we went riding? It is Rattle. Okay, look, that was kind of funny. Abigail, it's me. Nomadic says, I think a horse game would be incredible. What was it? It's Up Wing says it's a plastic bag. Might as well be. Combining two of my favorite things of all. Abby. Bella Nutella. It's Barry the Platypus. That's really good. Probably the staple killer. Kazumi says, one day when Rattle opens a fridge and Abigail will be there. I have nightmares about that. Just Abby sitting there. Here's your milk. And Buzzero says, Abby is the scariest option out there. Yeah, you just hear in the background, hello everyone, my name is Abby. You're just like, Jesus. Wherever you go, you're just like, would you like to buy a Briar pony? You're just like fucking running because this woman is behind you and she demands that you purchase Briar ponies. You're just like, I don't have any more money. A bear would be kind of cool. Queensy Hope, it's me snoring, I'm telling you. Sword Toy says, a rabbit animal. That would be cool. Just trying to get my Z's and P's. Another rider on a very scared horse, probably. Yeah, it's that. But anyway, it's really awesome. It's really awesome. I think it's awesome. I'm saying that a lot, but I love it. I really hope they do get to make this game one day. I know they're very focused on this one, and I think both projects are amazing. My heart is just very much into the horror because we don't actually have we don't have any proper horror games for horse games. It's a winks that I thought you said a braai pony. It's a braai pony. For those of you who don't speak South African, you won't understand a word I'm saying because I'm South African. Okay, you know what? Let's make our very dear friend happy and talk about the AI game. We have two of them, but we're going to talk about one of them now, and then we're going to get to Legend of Khiimori in a bit. So let's first talk about this because Ducky has been very eager to hear about the AI game, so let's get into it. Rabbit animal would generally be terrifying. Yeah, that would be like, yeah, that would be cool. I think serial killer would be awesome. I think maybe something really original, like a witch. Like we can maybe lean into. Oh God, no, now I'm thinking. A ghost is actually quite nice, or just something a bit otherworldly, not very well explained, but just something that is chasing you through the woods. And you sort of have to find your way out, but you keep getting lost because the forest resets or it keeps changing and you can't really find your way out. But that sort of, I like that idea, but that sort of takes away some of the realism. And I think horror is very good when you feel like you have a chance at escaping. When a game resets too much or puts you in too many circles, you kind of feel like you're just moving forward. So I think horror games need to have that feeling of progression to make your horror feel validated, if that makes sense. But yeah, sorry, I'm sort of just going on a tangent. But let's see here. Starshine says, "Oh, did that insane horror game ever come out? By the way, which one? You're gonna have to jog the old memory." Obsidian Agent says, "Rattle stream any clips on TV. Perfect double screen day." Woo! I really need to put music on while I'm doing this. I keep forgetting that. Awkward Burp says, "Cryptids." I would be happy with a cryptid. I would be happy with a cryptid. Kazumi says, "My mom can be scary." Yes, yes. We put mothers in there just yelling at us. Hannah! Have you done your homework? All right, moving on. Deer with chronic wasting disease. Oh, that's kind of scary. All right, so let's talk about Echoes of the Herd, new horse game. This is a game that I really want to chat about. So, it's an interesting game. Okay. Let's go touch a little bit on exactly what the game is about. So, welcome to Echoes of the Herd, an indie relationship-focused horse game in development where horses grow and change throughout their lives. Horses have unique and complex personalities. No two horses are the same. Oh, frick, where am I? And the horse is simply good or bad. And no horse is simply good or bad. In Echoes of the Herd, understanding one horse is more rewarding than collecting many. In developing its solo and Unreal Engine, crafting the horses, their personalities, their behavior, and the world you'll experience with each horse individually. The Patreon is my calm corner to share the exciting journey with you. Early development notes, ideas taking shape, and small behind-the-scenes moments in the game comes to life to live one step after another. It's still early days, but every animation, mechanic, and concept contribute to bringing this vision to life. If you're looking for a horse game where every horse has a story and every story is different, you're already part of the herd. So that is the very brief synopsis of it, and I want to sort of discuss this. Oh, yes. Sorry, Star just reminded me of that game. It was dressage. It was something dressage. I have to check out back on that game. I'll take a look at this. Oh, why is this AI when you're wasting water? Sketchy the horse guy says, "Hey Rattle, saw your recent full stride video and appreciated the strong but well-backed critique. As a jockey gamer, I have certainly been hungry for a good horse game." Thank you so much, Sketchy the horse guy. I got some very interesting pushback on that one. I actually got a video response for that one, which was really interesting. You know, it's difficult to sort of. Eesh. I don't know if you guys know, if those of you who've watched the full stride video, the person who I mentioned, which is G1 Galloper, he made a response video on that, and he sort of just dove a little bit into some of his side and how he feels about it, and that's perfectly fine. I do see some concern, in the sense that I do feel concern rather for full stride, not because I don't necessarily think the game is going to flop, but because the defense around it is too big. And what I mean by that is that's going to push away a lot of people who are willing to push back against problems. But if that is the community they want to cultivate, then that's up to them. That's up to them. Can't really say much at all. Well, Gatsly one says, they mentioned a Patreon, but I can't find the one for Echoes of the Herd. Yeah, here's Echoes of the Herd Patreon right now. Nara says, how much have I missed? A lot. You missed, unfortunately, quite a lot. I'm sorry. But we do have a lot of cool stuff still to chat about. Ducky says, I hope the animations are decent. Let's take a look. Oh, no, it's locked. Let me see. This one, maybe? Can we watch this one? Let's see. Oh, there we go. Let's see. Anything. Oh, there we go. Whoops. Well, it's getting there. Obviously it's still very early in development. I don't like judging games when they're that early in development. Here is It's Up Wings. Are there any other South Africans here than me and Rattle? Do we have a South African team? Can we go play soccer? And all the British people just felt their butts go tight because I call it soccer instead of football. Sketchy the Horse Guy says, thing is, I like both you and G1 Gamer. I think it's both good to be excited that a one-man development has a passion game, but at the same time, $35. That's awesome. That is actually great. I love when people can sort of, see both sides of the coin. I think that's such a cool way to see it. And I really hope Full Stride makes it. At this point in time where it's standing, it's not in a good space. But yeah, you know what? It might still surprise us. That's the main thing, eh? Sketchy also says, if I ever play the game, it would be years from now when the game is actually finished. Same here. I'm not going to put my... I'm good at people like anyway. So Echoes of the Herd. So the reason why I want to chat about this is because they made a post which is to AI or not to AI. So I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I really do want to kind of talk about this because I think that we are sort of moving into this space at the moment where AI is becoming far more acceptable in our creative. Well, within our products that we are purchasing, right? So here they say, I'll say straight away that I am neither for nor against AI. It depends. I will explain why and will also answer the question if I'm using AI to create Echoes of the Herd and what my opinion on using AI in game dev is. But let me clearly clarify something to give my chance to understand where I'm coming from. My perspective on AI. I stopped using LinkedIn because whenever I did, plus 90% of the posts are related to AI. How to use AI to boost XY, how AI helped me to achieve XYZ. I did this with AI and here's how. One of the reasons I don't care about trends, I'm getting so sick of it. I really cannot hear it anymore. AI has become the solution for everything. And that is exactly one of the problems. We're so focused on AI that we're forgetting about other tools. So, and then I see the other extreme where I open Instagram, nearly every post you'll find a comment, ew, AI generated, even if that's far away from the truth. And that is the other problem. We have become overly sensitive about AI generated content that we assume everything is AI. And I agree with both of these points. What are you guys saying? It's Hope Wings. I will play a horse game with you while eating biltong, but you would win at soccer. You guys... Are you guys for or against AI? Stay on topic. What the frick? Listen, I love biltong as much as the next guy, but we need to stay on topic. This is AI discussion. Why are you not getting furious with me? Sketchy the Horse Guy. That's the big thing. Some people just make critical videos solely to rip something. But for you, I knew it wasn't necessarily fun for you to have to point out that, hey, this game has a lot of work. Yeah, I was pretty sad, but I was very disappointed by Full Stride, Sketchy. Woo! I was disappointed. I'm so sad. So Quincy Hope says, overly sensitive? I would say I disagree because people are concerned and against it for valid reasons. Hisoga says, I'm strongly against AI personally. Turba says, if you need to make a game, if you need AI to make a game, you're not a game maker. Either learn or give up. Very fair. So that's all very, that's sort of where I am. But I do understand both points in the sense that some people are going to the extreme of using everything for AI, and some people are going to the extreme of accusing everything of AI. So yeah, that is sort of, I agree with both of those points. That is very true in society. But that doesn't necessarily go into how I feel about AI. That's just a reality, right? And then I see the other extreme when I open, okay, that's it. I'm afraid artists in the absolute I'm afraid artists are in the absolute worst position right now. They are often replaced by AI, and many people prefer AI content over human generated. By prefer, I mean that the AI content often gets more attention. Yeah, this has happened with photographers as well. By many people commenting AI generated, think about that. And on the other hand, if an artist actually creates something himself, analog by hand, pouring hours of work into it, it is falsely accused. So, yeah, again, very true, but that's sort of that. So she says here, or they say here, let me be very clear here. I do believe that we should keep our eyes open and shouldn't be afraid to raise our voices whenever we see AI is used to mislead us. But we need to be very careful with what we accuse of being AI. This is the next part, judging what AI is used for. Again, yes, I agree. It's like, it's so hard to, like, I stepped in that, like, straight into it with Rival Stars, where I thought they were using AI and they weren't. And they basically, I had egg on my face, and that's great. It sounds weird, but it's like good. Like, I got a slap on the wrist for that, and I was very politely told, "You being an idiot, Rattle." So that is fair. But let's see what you guys are saying. I feel similar, says Kozumi. Not so long ago, I had to deep dive into coding, and I had few problems. Whenever I tried to find a good solution for a problem of trouble, shoot, it was helpful. And at the same time, where are you going? Here we go. Without my own knowledge, I wouldn't be able to accomplish anything. It's more of what you use it and how. Yeah, that's very true. Siphon Art says generative AI to make stuff like art. Use Lucy. Art cannot create art. Art by definition, AI cannot create art. Art by definition is human made. Or writing or using it to make your own game for you. Absolutely the frick not. Sketchy says, I hate AI. Being a substitute for creativity, that's the big thing that ticks me off, especially when it cuts corners, either making a frustratingly bad product or sadly becomes way too good via theft. Yep, I also agree. If they're so against generative AI, why are they using generative AI in the first place? It's hypocritical. Okay, yeah, it's also true. Queen's Up says the issue is also that if they let AI code, is that you want what caused bugs or issues? If basically you're gonna know what the bugs and issue are if you're using AI to code. Yeah. In Bazur says just the fact that Genel exists makes people paranoid, and I get that. But it's important to learn to recognize what actually is AI and what isn't. Accusing everything does harm too. Yeah, that is also in Bazur something I agree with. And you have to have media literacy. I need more cool drink, and I don't have any more cool drink. Sadness. To get that. So let's see what Abigail says here. It isn't it a bit ridiculous for a game that has an AI banner on Patreon where they want money to be talking about balancing AI? Sorry if this was mentioned before. Yes, it was. It's exactly what Rimfax said, and you both are correct. Like, it's clearly an AI banner at the top there. But so here's what she kind of goes into. My perspective on technological development. If you're using Wikipedia about without feeling any shame, that means you're probably younger than me. You realize you're old once you witness history repeating itself. Well, I'm officially old now, 33. Let me explain. When I was in school, Wikipedia was cursed, the source of the devil, so to say. Most people were saying that information on Wikipedia is oftentimes not true, and we should avoid it for homeworks, for example, before everyone's QI drops to IQ. I watch QI. And partially, they were right with the source of truth part anyways. But can you guess who was responsible to encourage utilizing Wikipedia, Google as an additional tool after them completely avoiding it? My parents' generation. You know why? Because they were witnessing history repeating itself. Before the internet, the enemy my parents' generation was facing was computers. People believed computers are dangerous and would make the human race dumb. Sound familiar? Guess what? We got over it. Before computers, it was TV. Before TV, it was radio, and so on and so forth. When TV got popular, the society was afraid kids won't touch books ever again. Over 2.6 million physical books sold in 2025, according to Mudlad, prove them wrong. Sales are even increasing over the past year. I quoted a source on the internet, and you probably didn't even twitch. Unthinkable 20 years ago. My point is it okay to raise concerns? Is it okay to be cautious? And we should... It is okay, to raise concerns. It is okay to be cautious, and we should be. What is not okay is to generalize and create panic. Okay. I got a lot of to think about. Got a lot of opinions on this, but I'm going to let you guys cook for a bit. Hit me. So let's say here. Lady Droby says, "Hi, Rattle. Sorry I'm late. I was watching the eclipse." I know everyone was watching the eclipse. I'm so sorry. Sketchy, the horse guy says, "One more casual level. If I see a company use an obvious AI thing like a banner or post, it is the easiest tell that the company did not try, not what you want a customer to think." Yep. I absolutely agree. Rumfax says, "Oh no, the post has EM dashes, M dashes." Paranatella, they're all right. Now buying books before 2019 and destroying it and using it to train AI. I know those are also rare books and are getting destroyed. It just makes me mad, especially horse books are barely dig. Yeah, I am. I when I heard about the books, I'm not gonna lie, I was almost pushed to tears. Um, my dad was a collector of old books, and he gave me some Afrikanas, which are like very rare books that were translated into Afrikaans. I have Swart Glorie, which is Black Beauty in Afrikaans, and the Africana book series. I have a couple of others as well. I have I can't remember the Afrikaans title, but I have Animal Farm in that series as well. And it's like my dads loved books, and it is heart wrenching when I saw how those books were being torn apart. Like woo, that was hard to watch. I can't. I actually got nauseous. Oh, I hated it. Okay, so why are they claiming generative AI is the same thing as Wikipedia? Generative AI is harmful to the art industry. Wikipedia never harmed anyone. Yes, Wikipedia basically just replaced encyclopedias. I don't like the fact how they try to gaslight people against AI. Bazura says, "We have the same Wikipedia stigma here too, but that only taught me to use multiple sources and check with it's true." Yeah, exactly. Abigail says, "Nah, I can't be in this conversation. I'm going to crash out." Okay, Abby. Okay, Abby. Take a deep breath. And then you just go off and tell everyone what the fuck you're thinking. Don't do that. The difference is Wikipedia was edited and written by people. Gen AI is a machine stealing from people, often creative people. So I find it a pretty bad comparison. And that's the problem. People love comparing Wikipedia to generative AI, but that's not even remotely the same. It drives me insane. Kazumi says, "Yeah, book sales are increasing because books before 2010 are considered uncontaminated data, and companies actually start to buy out book to feed to AI." Visagi says, "We aren't going technology bad. We are going, hey, that is stealing our shit and making us obsolete." Rocky Blaze, "I haven't even looked out the window in hours." Oh, Star Shirana says, "We were told to double check Wikipedia sources, not to avoid it altogether." Yeah, it is exactly that. I was told the exact same thing. I was never told to avoid Wikipedia. I was told you can use Wikipedia, but you better damn well check the sources. And if there are no sources, don't use it. It's Ivory says, "I don't think that companies Gen AI Wikipedia is valid. They are comparing two very different things. Wikipedia had the goal of sharing information and knowledge and then making them. Yeah, so I kind of feel the same way. Everyone is sort of, Quincy Hope says, inhale, exhale, everybody panic! Something like that. Kuzumi says, "This is still a big gap between introducing PC and internet and AI." Yeah, it's weird. Abigail, can you take a break inside Rattle's fridge? I'm going to tell you, Kazumi, I'm going to tell you a secret, okay? And this is between you and me. You don't tell anyone, okay? Are you listening, Kazumi? Kazumi, are you listening? And I'm going to tell you a secret. Come here. Kazumi, are you listening? I'm waiting. Kazumi? Kazumi, are you listening? Kazumi? I want to tell you, I don't have a fucking fridge. Because my fridge died when I moved. So if Abby's hiding in it, then she is somewhere on a landfield. Little look into my life. Anyway. Okay, Hisaki says, "All I'm taking away from this article is I am secretly pro Gen AI, but I don't have a fridge, Kazumi." Just gonna have to hide in the cupboard. Anyway. Bella Natala says, first your internet died and now your fridge. What is next? My geyser died at one point. My internet died at one point. My water died at one point. My power died at one point. My car died at one point. All of this happened within 4 months. That was fun. Because this is the fuck nightmare fuel. Just imagine Abby climbing into my fridge in a parallel dimension and she opens the door and she's like in the middle of a landfill. She's like, where am I? And I just put a little thing in the fridge that the guy says, no, I'm not going to do that. Anyway, AI does not equal AI. When you look closer at Instagram and LinkedIn examples above, they reveal a pattern. One is about using AI to generate content, and one is about using AI as a tool to enhance productivity. Same technology, different use cases. And this is my biggest concern when we judge using AI. We are generalizing, especially gamers tend to stop listening when a developer says AI is being used. Their immediate association is generative AI. I sometimes have the feeling gamers don't even let developers finish their sentences before they click banned. Generative AI is most people's worst enemy, and I too agree with that. But generative AI is just one of many use cases. AI is also widely used for research, workflows, automation, forecasting, speech recognition. The list is long. So when a developer says AI is being used, let him finish his sentence. Mayhaps he'll surprise you. He may not even talk about Gen AI because there are so many more cases. So let's go over this. They're not using it for vibe coding, asset or animation, music or sound, voice actors, marketing content, game concept. So here's what they are using AI for. Research and learning, yes, partly. Other research and learning tools being used, Google, YouTube, Reddit, and then translations, yes, partially since I'm not a native speaker. And then it just thoughts about it. And then it's just a huge thing. I'm not going to finish it all. But yeah, that is sort of the entire thing. The thing that I will say that I do agree with is that generative AI is not all AI. There is a huge sort of difference between the two. I think she should have led with that. I think she just should have said, I don't use generative AI, but I use AI to do X, Y, and Z. Like, just lead with that. Don't soften it with all of this. You don't need all of this. You just have to say, I don't use generative AI. That's because that's the thing, right? Oh my gosh. Rebecca says, somebody hold my hand and hide all the knives. Sketchy the horse gives Rebecca the knife. What are you doing? I'm really about to say more nasty shit to this person for the pro AI victim card. Okay, Rumfax. Okay, Rumfax. Okay, I'm gonna tell you the same thing I told Abby. Rumfax, cross your legs, like sit down flat. We're gonna put two hands on your chest. We're gonna take it in deep. We're gonna clench those butt cheeks. I'm gonna wait for all the pressure to ease out, and then once that's sort of eased out, you pick up Sketchy the horse guy's knife and you go. No, you don't do that. You sit down and you breathe. We're fine. People have their. Woo! You guys are really worked up. Good grief. Usaka says, wait, I don't use Gemini, but use an AI created banner for the Patreon. Yeah, it is sort of a little counterintuitive if you look at this. Like, this is clearly AI. We're not using generative AI, but we're clearly using generative AI. It's... Give me strength, God. So, anyway, but that's fine. Echoes of the Herd. I would suggest to remove the AI banner and do your own art or get someone to do the art. Just do it. Cloak the Librarian has joined us. Thank you so much for being here. Sketchy That Horse Game says, without fail, they always say Link wasn't just Link, he was Link, to emphasize how great the horse is. And I'm like... let's see here. Sorty says, we're ignoring the fact that many people who are informed are solely against generative AI, not algorithmic or anything else. They are literally using generative AI for art, the one everyone hates. Exactly. I use we all technically use a form of AI. For example, I use spell checker. That's just I use spell checker because I sometimes get words mixed up, and that's a good thing. It cleans up my workflow. That's fine. That doesn't take away my job. I still have to proofread. I still have to do all my checks and I have to do all my work. But I do use a spell checker because that just helps to flow the work. That's a perfectly fine way to use AI. So Abigail Pinehaven says, I really do wish this developer the best, but they seem to be making a lot of excuses so they can continue to make their game without actually learning how to do things properly. Unfortunately, that's the impression we're getting. They should have just led with, I don't use generative AI, please ignore the banner. If they'd done that, I think we wouldn't be having this conversation. just a thought. Just a thought, laddies. So... Persnickety Simmons says, yeah, honestly, it's just the woo guys, I agree with you, Gen AI bad, but some AI is good actually, and it's like the Wikipedia. Don't look at the Gen AI banners I used. I don't know why I read it in that voice, but it's the little woo woo face. It's like, guys, I agree with the Gen AI. It's like, no, I'm not doing that to it because if they heard I'm reading the comment, I'm sorry. Alright, so let's move on. Inverse Guy says spelling is an art, although English teachers may disagree. AI has no place in most thing of human thing of all, which is creative endeavors. Yeah, that's actually a fair thing. Like spell checking is an art, but if I use the AI to write my book, yeah, that's a little different, which I'm not doing, and it's taking forever to finish, but I'm almost there. It's a horror horse book. I'm having a lot of fun with it. Everyone, the generative AI is right behind me, isn't it? Wait, let me do this. Badly drawn Bean says, everyone, the generative AI is right behind me, isn't it? And then Dave is like, nuh-uh. Okay, but let's move on. We have a couple of other stuff still to chat, but that is Echoes of the Herd. Not too enamored with it, kind of worried about it a little bit. Go and wishlist Galloping Dream. Don't know if I did say that. Yeah, we're done with that one. I'm just going to pop real quick for a Noble Steed. I'm not going to chat too long about it because we do have a couple of big things to get through still. But Noble Steed is soon going to be releasing into a demo. They have some character creation. Noble Steed is a 2D little horror game where you're just kind of destroying stuff. You guys are still talking about the AI art. That's actually fair though. Like it is a charged thing. Kazumi says, I literally just tried to find Need for Steed instead of Top Speed. When I ever do a review on Top Steed, I'm going to make the banner the Need for Steed. It's gonna be so weird. Yeah, this is a really cute one. I'm enamored with this little thing. You're like destroying zombies. You're like creating, I can't be scary character, but it's like a huge thing. You're like building a village, if I remember correctly. But it's so cute. I love it. It's so unique. And you're breeding horses, and you're gonna be fighting like monsters and stuff. I am in love with this little thing. And just a couple of things. Steeds now have unique personalities, also made a tad smaller to be more historically accurate as the art has been redone. I also gave them more subtle shading to match the rest of the art. Markings are now per body part, meaning many more millions of possible combinations. Face markings are now showing up as intended. Personalities and markings are RNG for now. Added more colors such as silver dapple and red roan. Added more detail to existing building models. Added readable bookstores, books and notes and lore. Added variety of zombies, added some difficulty scaling for areas further out, and added 2 new enemy mob types to fix many things. Added the UI prompt, added the world demo. The world for the demo is pretty much built with 1 boss area and 3 unique biomes to explore. The player's farm layout has been improved and continued working on water and sorted the edges out, so it looks pretty great now. Fixed sound effects as they are a bit messy. I love this game. I just want to chop zombies. We are chopping zombies. The Frenchman has returned, for we are going to be chopping zombies. Death. Fly, zombie, fly. This. Fear my sword. Fear my pointy stick. It brings death. Give me your loot. I am poor Frenchman. I cannot wait. So here we go. Did you play the Foxy Adventures game? I can send you a short video if you want to see one of the worst mobile games. Okay, yes, I have heard about that. I'm trying to avoid it because I don't want to play it. I know I should play it and I don't want to. I'm going to try it, I'll promise. But Addy Drawn Game says, run. Oh no, the French. Bella Nutella says, I would love a horse game in the pixel style of the Octopath Traveler. Swear Boy says, anyway, this game is exciting. Rattle, cloak the library, rattle your axe. That sounded so German. Let me try a German accent. Wait. Let me try a German accent. Yeah, I am riding horse. Have you seen this sword? Oh, this is not very good. No, the horse is sort of stupid. I need sharper sword to die. Yes. Oh, blood everywhere. Who's going to clean this up? I need to find someone. Henning, did you find the onion hanging? I need it for salsa sauce. There we go. I don't know. There's your stupid German accent. I can do a Swedish one. I don't know Polish. I'm gonna have to go listen to Polish. But I can do a Swedish accent. We are having lovely cocoa. Yeah. Please bring me the cocoa. I am quite thirsty and cold. Why am I doing stupid accents? I don't know. My viewers are asking for it. I am slightly insane. Only slightly. Okay, anyway. Sketchy the horse guy says, I have a German friend, and she'll just go, I want to watch the pretty horses. Had to do it. Nick says, a bit late, but on the topic of AI, it's nuanced. AI is here to stay whether we like it or not, and I don't see a problem with using it to help with tasks. It shouldn't replace the human touch, though. Yeah, that's it. Like, AI is here to stay, but we there needs to be some regulation with it. Jezebelo says, a horse game like Red Dead, but enemies are zombies. You have to feed and care for your pony as well as yourself. That's cool. It's dying. We don't stop. Quincy Hope says, you don't sound like that. I think you do, Quincy. We don't sound like that. You see, Quincy? I can't help it. When I read you out loud, that's the way you sound. Quincy Hope also says, Alexander Skagler did it well. Maybe because he is Swedish. Oh, wait, you're Swedish, not German. Sorry. Okay, let's move on. All right, so that is a Noble Steed, the final devlog before demo launch. Very excited. I can't wait. It's going to be a blast. Bane Valentine says, Rattle, what is your accent? I'm trying to do German and it is failing clearly. But my real accent is South African. If I have to relax my voice and I have to speak South African, then I am going to be talking like this because I really don't care about how I talk it because there is some cock going outside. Oh, I am not in the mood for that, That's sort of the way we talk, very lazy, if I have to sort of relax my voice a little bit. Anyway, Normatic says, okay, I have a great idea. RDR2 level horses and graphics quality of story, but we are in the prehistoric period time setting and we are cavemen women. That would be kind of cool, though. Like the first people who broken a horse and how many times he got kicked in the head. It would explain the size of the skulls. Like they were just all broken because the horse is kicking them in the face. Sketchy the horse guy says, growing up, I heard South African accents all the time because our most famous race announcer for many decades was Trevor Derriman. You couldn't escape him calling a horse race. Oh, that is so cool. In South Africa, they always say, like before the race horses go, they say, and away they go. I don't know, that's such a... I don't hear that in other in other horse racing places. I only hear that in South Africa. It's such a South African thing. And away they go. And there's a moment of silence, and then he goes out over there, and then he goes into the announce. It's so cool. Kazumi says cock outside. That literally means K-A-K. It's shit in South African. It's that's what it is. It's cockerig. It's shitty. It's weird language. Nomadic Time says yes. Okay, Australian Scottish. I'm not doing that. I might actually have an aneurysm if I try that. All right, so let's get into corruption for Legend of Khiimori. The game launched one of its biggest updates of late. Now, Legend of Khiimori has a bit of a confusing update road. It is both updating the beta, as we can see here, and it is both updating the early access. I am specifically going to be... I will check that out. It's Hope Wings. I will take a look at that. But let me just see here. So it's both. They're both updating the early access and the beta, which kind of confuses me a little bit. But it's fine. It's the way they want to do it. That's fine. I can at least very easily figure out what is being updated for the early access that you can play, and then the beta, which you have to switch out to. Now, the beta is obviously a lot more unstable than the early access, and so on and so forth. Okay, but so the corruption update is pretty cool. They basically added enemies on. Okay, we're gonna see. It's on paper very cool. So I'm just gonna let that run in the back. Ooh. You know what? I'm just gonna mute that. But it's sort of the idea that there are these corrupted areas that you have to use your bow and arrow, and then you have to kind of ease that down and kill the problems and stuff. So it creates. It's basically Death Stranding. it's Death Stranding, okay? A little bit more insane than Death Stranding, I suppose, but like Death Stranding also kind of picks up after a while, but it looks interesting, it looks cool, it looks fun. Unfortunately, the response has been pretty damn mixed. But before I get into it, what do you guys think about it? Sketchy the Horse guy says in American at least. What is it? Oh, in America at least. I'm a race caller and I wouldn't dare do it. You wouldn't say, and away they go? What is it? Oh, I'll be right there. Trevor Dimon says, did say, and away they go, but because it's so synonymous with him, no announcer would dare to do it because he'll just say you're doing a bad Trevor impression. He did that too, so that is just our thing. I love it. Oh, you're a race announcer? Like, I'm a race caller and I wouldn't do... That is so cool, Sketchy. You're a race announcer. Also, Rocky Blaze. Just cause I can. Hello, my love. Thank you. Oh, add Hunoko Berry. Oh, that is not for me. Just cause I can. Hello, my love. It was me. I know. I feel very out. Huckleberry. Thank you so much for the 2 euros, Rocky Blaze. You are, as always, an absolute star. Thank you. But I just want to say that is really cool, Sketchy, that you are actually a horse announcer. I love that. Whoa, talking my throat dry at this stage. But okay, let's move on. Bella Natella says, a final boss on a horse. That is very cool. It is. It is very cool. I think the concept is pretty cool. Will you guys be okay with me for just disappearing for 1 second? My cat is sort of asking for something. I think her water bowl is empty. So I'm just going to be back in 3 seconds. I'm back. All right, there we go. Cat has been sorted. Love my kitty cat. I just sometimes do tend to forget to. I forgot to fill the water bottle. I don't always forget it. So let's see here. And Bazura says, the one and only lol he really likes. All right, no idea what's going on there. Elevator music. I need to change that music. I've been meaning to. I didn't have other music, but long story with that. So Nick Sakuga says, to be fair, we've already had the rain totems to purify and the breeding blessings and shamans. So why not have an antagonistic supernatural force as well? Okay, so this is sort of where it gets interesting. I have not played. I'm going to be very... Freya! Those are milk. The dog drank her milk. Anyway, so we have not had... it's very frustrating. Like, okay. I like the idea of the corruption. I like it because it reminds me of Death Stranding. I'm a very big fan of Death Stranding. Beautiful game. They took a lot of inspiration from Death Stranding. But now, what I did find very interesting was the response to this. And it's... so this is sort of where it gets weird. So here they say, I'm not interested in the corruption update. Bought this game for the realism. We didn't need corruption added. Also, the Britons... Okay, that's something else. But it is sort of... So people are saying you can turn it off. I also have not been able to... Okay, that's something else. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so they're happy with the Britons. But I am curious about this. A lot of people seem to agree with this one. And I just find it sort of interesting to see that people just kind of are pushing back against this corruption update, because I thought people would have been very happy. So this person says the problem in either setting, forgiving or normal, what should offer some additional sidebar missions, completely takes over the focus of a game. In normal, the corruption rate is virtually unstoppable. In the time it takes to collect the resources you need, it has spread an additional 10 to 20%. Keeping the corruption at bay becomes the only play option. In forgiving mode, it's not hard to keep up with corruption itself, but the site proliferate at a rate that produces the same result. So basically, spoiler alerts, if you haven't figured it out already, cleansing a site is only temporary. Cleansed sites respawn as corrupted areas again, along with the new ones. This creates a situation where you fall behind at an ever-increasing rate. Devs, you have created a losing battle. It's not a challenge. It's not challenging. It's not fun. It's not the concept I have the problem with. It's the application. Yes, you can turn it off, but that leaves the game somewhat flat once you top at level 10. I'm going to park my game till this mod gets hobbled. So that is very interesting, and I'm curious to hear what you guys think, because this I do kind of understand the argument. This is a very long thing. I'm not going to go into this one too deeply, because this person is very upset with Esser in general, because they feel that Esser is sort of, abandoning him. But we'll get into that in a bit. I first want to kind of hear, what do you guys think about this? Do you think this is a fair assessment? Do you think that the corruption is fine? How do you guys think it's going? Oof. Where is that one? I actually wanted to... My throat is fucked. In case you guys can't tell. My throat is very tired. Salaries discounts. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Alright, let's see what you guys are saying. I clashed out there for a moment. This game is fun, but it's having an identity crisis. Bane Valentine. Okay, I'm getting a refund. What? Says, at this point, I would not be surprised. The update would be as if Rival Star suddenly went, new update, now you gotta slay monsters. Star Shira says, I would play it. Queasy Limafau. What did Queasy say? Oh, yes, that's what she said. Vidundra says, I just wish they leaned in more into the Mongolian aspect and survival, more dangerous wildlife or human conflict rather than supernatural. Sorty Boy says, it's been done before, an idea of the elements being against you in a visible way. Earth, golems, windfalls, etc. Would keep the fantastical feel without making it stick out like a sore thumb. Let me just mute this. It's it's gonna roll in the background now. It can roll there. I did not play, but if it really is that strong, the complaint is very valid. I wanted to be a girl in Mongolia, lol. It's a cool idea, just doesn't seem to fit the original theme. Explain it, and Nixtuka explained it well enough, in my opinion. The game is fun, the corruption could be rebalanced, but honestly, it's toggleable, so I don't have a problem with it existing for those that want it. So here's the thing with toggleable elements. Okay. I'm gonna have to sort of explain this. I am designing a game. The game that I am designing is an open world cat game. I'm looking at my cat, so that's why I'm using her as an example. They still have the stallion. Wait, they still have the stallion. I'm sorry. Like, wait, they still have the stallion? Do they still have the stallion? Yes! That poor foal. Oh my gosh, that poor... Someone help the foal. Anyway. Poor foal. Yeah, that is, okay, realism my ass. Anyway, so let's talk about this. So I'm creating a little guy's still confused. Yeah, this is terrible. Anyway, so let's talk about this. I'm making a cat game, and I want to make it a realistic open world cat game where you're trying to survive and make friends with other cats. That's the core essence. So you're going to be running away from dogs. You're going to be trying to avoid getting hit by cars. You're going to be hunting mice, and you are going to be hunting birds. You're trying to avoid getting caught by animal control. That's the game. That's the entirety of the game. So this is the game that people are buying into and that they are very much enjoying. I have two options at this stage. On the one hand, I can double down on this, and I can focus on really making this experience something that people will very much enjoy. And it'll be something that they can really put into, you know? So for example, I will add diseases. Because if cats can get sick, then that's going to be an interesting thing. I might add in, you can have kittens, which is going to cause you to like reorganize the way that you play the game, right? It's going to reapproach it. And that's fine. So then I'm going to put in all this time to make this game as interesting as I can with what I am aiming for it. The other option I have is to add, in this example, we're just going to use this as an example, add some mystical elements. So now you have to try and defeat some evil entity that is killing cats. So that's sort of an extra thing that's happening on the side. So I'm putting all of this time into making this. I'm putting all of this time into making this element of, you have to defeat this evil entity. And then when I put it into the game, I tell people, but by the way, you can turn it off. So my question to you is this: why did I put in all of these hours and time and days of work to give you something that I have no faith in that you will play? And I tell you, go turn it off. What is the point of that? Do you get what I'm saying? Hopefully I'm explaining myself correctly. Like, I just want to be clear. There's nothing wrong with adding different elements into a game and making it like toggleable. That's fine. What's the game? It's right on the tip of my tongue. Is Don't Starve has a lot of toggleable options, but they added those options after they decided this is the experience of the game. Okay, so these things you can toggle to more make the game more your own personalized experience. That is something I feel like they added later on instead of designing basically two games at the same time, which is the impression I'm getting here. And someone said it earlier, this game has an identity crisis. It doesn't know what it wants to be. Does it want to be a realistic, calm, chill, cozy game? Or does it want to be an epic battle survival game? Both of those concepts sound beautiful, but squishing them into one game is ridiculous, and it's hurting the development. That's sort of what I'm driving at. So, Bane Valentine says, "Oh my god, I have to look for open world cat games. There's a Warrior Cats game, I think that's coming out." Bane Valentine says, "Exactly." And Bazura says, "I don't quite know how they will balance the game for both scenarios. That's the problem." Sonora says, "It's such a time sink to develop it too, just for like 5 people to play. And it's not even good. People aren't even happy with it." Sonoras also says, "And bugs, and then more toggles for the toggles." Exactly. It just becomes like, what is my game? What game am I making for you? Oh, I want you to make the game that you want to play. Okay, great, but make a game and I will decide if I want to play it. You don't have, they're trying to appease everyone and they're going to end up appeasing no one. You know, that sort of thing. Jezebello says, "I think it gives them a failsafe to loosen backlash." That could be it. That's a very interesting way to look at it. I don't know why I've paused there, but that's where we're pausing. Quincy Upset, "They should have stuck with their original plan. It's supposed to be more realistic. You can't have both." Yeah, if the game was focused on that realism, I don't think we'd be even caring about this conversation. It'd be like, oh yeah, you know, that's like, it's a realistic horse game. And I think they should have doubled down on that. Like, they could have had some mystical elements, like maybe in the story and something a little bit softer. And I'm happy with combat. I'm going to be clear. Like, from my perspective, I love the idea of combat. Just to be very clear on that element. I don't know how good it is yet. I'm going to give it a try. But the thing is, I just don't know why both of these things are being added into the game. We're going to chat about Death Stranding in a bit. So Kazumi says, "The only reasonable thing here would be non-graphic wounds toggle." Oh yeah, that's interesting. "Adding it after you have finished game, no problem. Taking the time during development and taking resources away from what you advertise your game as will always rub people the wrong way." Yeah, that's the other thing. People are very much against what the game was supposed to be and what it is now. And Azino says, "Khiimori was trying to fish for more of the SSO Equinox people in game when they should have been focusing on the Mongolia fixes first." Yeah. Bear Valentine says, "True. It just says explore open wilds in 30th century Mongolia pre-train." Yeah, and that would have been fine. Like, all you had to do was just add some better animal mechanics, like add some deer, add some you know, like wild, like fauna, like birds and cranes and rats and Black Death. Like, we would have been good. They could have added the Black Death. Oh, guys, now I'm angry. Sit with me for a minute. Everyone kind of huddle in. Boys, all huddle in. What if the danger of the game in 13th century Mongolia, it was never like spiritual things. It was the Black Death, and you had to sort of stop before you get to one of those, because a lot of people believe that the Black Death originated in Asia, in Mongolia, with the Golden Horde, because they flung bodies over Kaffa, and from there it spread over to Avignon and all the other places. But I'm like, imagine that, like, you have to ride and you're like, oh no, you're like seeing silence. You have to kind of come closer and try to determine, is there life there? And if there isn't any life there, you're like, I can't go in there. And you see people like staggering out. They're like, please help me. You're like, I can't go near you. You have the Black Death and you have to turn around and run away. And that's sort of the problem. This Black Death is spreading and they don't have any cure for it. All right, I'm done. It's never gonna happen, but it would have been cool. Persnickety7 says, yeah, exactly. They want to grab both the RDR realism in role players and the epic fantasy players in one basket and are not confident at all in their product. Yet they are just throwing everything to see it stick shit to the wall and sees what sticks. It's Hope Wing says, what's an update Khiimori players would want? Like, with a like more role play or something more fantasy? I think they would just like the game to function. I think that's mostly what I would like. Seeing 8 Spot says they've always advertised this game as having fantastical elements. Even early in the Kickstarter, it was hinted at, but never to this extent. We didn't see like full-on combat. Like, we got some mystical elements, but it was never to this extreme. It was never to this. We can actually go look at that. Can we? Can we? Hang on to your butts. Hang on to your butts. Hang on to your butts. How am I going to do this? I'm thinking. Hang on. Do this. I don't want you guys to see. I have some stuff. What do you call it? Khiimori Kickstarter. There we go. I did it. I think I had. I think I might have had something. Long story. Anyway, so let's go. Let's see. Do we have? Ah, there we go. Let's see. Okay. This was still, I think, when it was focused on something else. Yeah, they raised $500,000. Don't know if it's too loud, sorry. You do see some mystical stuff with the blue stuff? Okay, so this is... Yeah, they're not really saying anything. Okay, let's look at the story. We see a huge BAME focus riding them. Okay, so we are experienced. Okay, that's great. Stretch. Okay, this is the stretch goals. More. Cooking stories. Horse customization. Peaceful mode. Hot springs. Mongolian horse racing. Like, that would have been fun. On the hunt. Falconers. We're not seeing anything even close to what they're sort of saying, right? Like, I'm all for... Like, I really want to support this, but I am just not seeing anything even close to that. Nothing. Really? Are you guys seeing that? Am I insane? Rewards. Like, I am scrolling. Digital game bumper. Ugh, good grief. Look at all this stuff. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry, I'm very sorry. I'm not seeing anything remotely that is close to that. Very sorry. I did look. Let's see here. Nixaguna says, honestly, if they had left it as ride horse across realistic rendering of the Mongolian steppe and simply survive with your horse, that would have been fine. Yeah, that would have been fine. So here we have Persnickety Simmons. We just need more horse games with fresh takes and twists in general. Like, a horse game on its own is unfortunately not going to sell well, relying on you can race and ride on and take care of your horsey. And there's maybe 2 cute shirts you can pick from. They need to branch out into different genres, which will have the added benefit of making a potentially interesting story. Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. But I don't think what you should do is sell the game on one genre and then bugger off into a completely different genre. And then being all like, this was my plan. Are you sure about that? Like, we're not going to be Hannibal Smithing it here. I love it when a plan comes together, you know, not the way it looks. Oh, yeah, I did see that. I'm so sorry I haven't got back yet. I got a little swamped by a bunch of stuff. I did see that. Thank you so much, Norris. I will share that next time. So, Rattle, what would you think of a zombie horse game like RDR realism with The Last of Us? I am not a fan of zombies. Realistic zombies freak me out. I'm scared. I actually do have a phobia of zombies. Like, I'm not even joking right now. We're gonna have another 2-hour live stream again. I'm very sorry. So, okay, I won't call it a scam. I do feel that they did sort of careen into a completely different direction, which I don't know if it was a good idea. But we'll have to wait and see. People aren't very happy. Like, and I'm not even picking and choosing here. If you just go here, you can see, since the Discord and Steam says, you know, you don't give a damn, crash when this going, using birds. That's an interesting one. Yeah, there's the water-sensitive problem. The game consistently crashing. Is there any plans to extend the map? Okay, that's fine. The game doesn't start with sugar on top. how cleaning the corruption. I'm not interested in the corruption update. Check manually system. Check unable to buy size system. So there's a lot of issues since the corruption update. I'm not cherry picking here. This is a pretty big problem that they are sort of trying to solve. Now, obviously, big updates is gonna land hard. Yeah, I don't know how to round this one off. It's kind of sad in a way, I think. But yeah, let's move on to this person is very angry. Like, woo! I did want to kind of show you guys a little bit of Death Stranding, just because I'm a big fan of it, and sort of how that game functions. I don't know if it does show anything here, but what I found so interesting about the game is, so Death Stranding is a very good example of how career games should be working. So if you look at this, okay, we're just gonna mute here because what I want you look at this. This is so good. So right now the player is holding I think it's R trigger and RB, or R trigger and left trigger, and they are basically holding the pack to keep their balance. And so as he's running up, you see he's sort of struggling, but he's sort of trying to figure out the terrain in order not to trip. And then he's can build stuff. So this is a very good basis for something like that. And because I've played this game, and when I play Khiimori, I just feel like Khiimori is a very diet version of this. But that's not fair because this is obviously a much bigger team. But that is just me though. Let's see what some of you guys are saying. Nomadic Time says, yeah, I'm pretty upset with the direction the game is going. This isn't the kind of game we bought into the Kickstarter. Sonora says, our game is going to be focused on the invention of the wheel. And then they make me, my God, it just feels like that. Very fair. Sonora says, okay, no, let's see here. Seeing Edgespot says, I always got them mentioning myths and fantastical elements in the Super EA. The corruption zones existed but weren't functional. Yeah, no, look, I agree there was some mystical elements, but what I think the community is arguing is that they went. It's not the fantasy element that people are upset about. It's the intense sort of combat that people are upset about, right? Because it changes the gameplay so extremely. That's the problem. I don't think people really give a damn about the fantasy elements. I don't really care. There was some mysticism at the beginning. That's fine. But what we're seeing is like epic combat, and it's like, why are we doing that? Like, it doesn't make a lot of sense. That's sort of the problem. Ooh, my throat is gone. Okay, we're gonna skip over that one. My throat is going. Okay, so we're gonna end on a funny note, but first let me just hear your final thoughts on Legend of Khiimori and how you feel. We're just gonna do that so you don't see, because that one's gonna be fun. It's Hopewing says, no worries. I thought you liked Scary Bates. I don't play zombies, but I enjoy hearing about the stories from Days Gone and Last of Us. I watch people talking about it or watch cutscenes. Yeah, I will play a zombie game if it's not real zombies. Like, I don't like oh my gosh, cat she has climbed into my cupboard. She's looking at me from my cupboard and I don't know why. What are you doing? Look at this. Any say actually. Sorry, it's just sorry. That was kind of weird. I just don't know what the hell she's doing. Anyway, so let's see. I didn't know you talk about that one. I'm gonna talk about it. Wow, what was that? You gotta see in a bit. They need to go back to their roots. Oh, cat again. Yes, basically that. What's your cat's name? Licorice. That's her name. Persnickety Simmons says they really need to have a serious talk with themselves about what sort of direction they truly want to go and be more transparent with players going forward about that. That's like half of the Umasumi demographic. They're going to have tough competition. Layla, yes, I'm still alive. I'm just staring at my cat because she's being weird and she's staring at me very intensely and meowing. I cleaned her litter box. I gave her water. She has food. Anyway. Anyway, life is fine if they changed their vision to be open with your players. Yeah, that's it. Like, if they're just communicating and asking players, like, that's sort of the thing, though. Like, was this something that players asked for? I mean, I want to see a more challenge. That's fine. But, I mean, I feel like I'm not the one playing the game as much as others. And I feel like other people should be more taken into. But I don't know, I've heard some strange stories about the beta testing as well. But anyway, let us... guys... you're gonna have to brace for this one. Gallop Diva Ladies Jockey Academy. Have you heard of this one? Queensy Hope says, and also let your players have their say as well. Don't just make such opposite changes and expect everyone to be okay with it. We bought it for a reason. Yeah, exactly that. Exactly that. Respect your players, basically, right? Altier Yuan says there are pretty horses in vintage story mods. Yeah, I know about vintage. I've heard about vintage story mod. It's Hope Wings. So you prefer Plants vs Zombie? Yeah, I can handle that. Minecraft is also okay, but when it's like real zombies, my brain just shuts. It just goes down. I can't breathe for like 20 minutes, and then I just sort of die. Yeah. Well, that is a title for sure. It's a creation, all right. Holy Uma Masume wannabe. What are those? What in the AI? The race video. Yeah, Rattle Uma Masume. All right. You guys are not ready for this. You guys are not ready for this. You guys are not ready for this. All right. So this is Gallop Diva. Gallop Diva blends realistic horse racing physics. You will understand. With a deep story simulation, master high stakes horse racing, and deep visual novel choices in a world where speed beats true human nature. Ride your horses, navigate choices, and outrun dark rules of the racetrack politics. Okay, so it's an all-female... Yeah, we're gonna... You're gonna see the realistic physics soon. So this is the game. Don't know if it's too loud. You got a lot of AI. The characters are at least relatively consistent-ish. You're gonna see in a bit. Yeah, that's... You can see the background looks a bit iffy. And I love this one on the left. You'll understand why. Okay, here we go. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Or 5k, not 50k, 5k. Are you ready for this? Here we go. I'm sorry, wait. You know what? You know what? At the very least, they know their audience. The best part is, it's only her butt that's jiggling. None of the other butts are jiggling. Look at the other butts. Look at the other butts. I'm sorry that I'm saying this out loud, but look at the other butts. Okay. Oh, okay, I just have to. Oh, my stomach. Okay. Yeah, it is, I did not even see the hair moving randomly in the gates. Oh god, look at that! Oh, that is absolutely beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. Like I say, they clearly know who their target audience is. I don't think it's us. I don't think it's horse gamers. I don't think it's race gamers. I think we know exactly who it is. I also think Rival Stars needs to take a page out of their book. This person I love. I love her. That's c'est moi. That is c'est moi. The thing that really frustrates me is I'm like, okay, you know, we might actually have a good story here, and like each character has like their own horse, and it's like a huge story thing going on. I'm like, that sounds brilliant. It sounds fine. And on top of all of that, the person who was making this game actually did make his own. I think it's a mobile game, but he actually has already made like horse racing games. He's made. He does know what he's doing, right? Like this one has far less jiggle mechanics. This is normal. So I'm kind of so frustrated by it in a way. I'm like, oh man, why couldn't you just be a good game? You were almost a good game, and now you suck. I'm so frustrated. Look at him whip. But yeah, so that is Gallop Diva. It does have a demo. I might maybe play it for a 3-horsey game. I did watch some gameplay for it. I wasn't enamored. It looked like the gameplay looked very dull, unfortunately, which kind of frustrated. But look at this. I mean, look at this. Even the freaking leverage. Like, look at this. Like, clearly know what they're doing. For shame on you. Oh my gosh. I'm just gonna scroll down. I don't want to watch the butt jiggle. That's weird. This is absolutely for the gooners, yeah. Queensio, what's up with the anime girl and the realistic horse? I know! Like, we have such pretty horses, and then we have the freaking anime girl who's wearing a swimsuit. But the thing is, like, I will say, I quite like the idea of having these very original characters racing these horses. Like, that's kind of cool, right? But my gosh, dude, this is not the way. This looks kind of fun, but oh my gosh, what happened? I can't with the jiggle. I can't with the butt jiggle. Oh my gosh. I am just dying today. Duke of Queers, hello. The realistic horse next to the anime girl fucking kills me. Next, hi guys. It says, remind me of my horse prince or whatever. Oh god, I also need to play that thing as well. Tried Ghost says developers say they have multiple #1 ranking horse games. Oh, they have multiple. Well, the thing is that they clearly have some experience, so that's great. Like, use that experience to make a cool game, but don't use AI art. Like, that's the other thing. They make it clear like they're using AI art, which already ticks me off. And then you have the jiggle mechanics, which just ticks me off even more. And it's like it could have been quite nice. I think there's a very original idea here. Sonora says, Rattle, we need to see how it compares to Umemasume. We need you to see how it compares to Umemasume for science. And you know what? I will make a goal. If you guys give me $1,000, I will do that. No, I'm kidding. I will make a goal, and if we reach it, I'll play it. Okay. Queensy Hope says, but as a racing game lover and not minding freaky stuff, I'm gonna try this and save you all the pain, and I'll let you know next time how it was. My assumption is sitting there simulator. Yeah, that's sort of the impression I got, unfortunately. So Norris, Star Shirana says, I'm just gonna go back to Umemasume instead. Ulterior Yuan says, again, a boring Trek Alicia win. Oh yeah. Nintex says, very original indeed. Duke of Queer says, put Jiggle on the horse too. That would have been so good if the horse and everyone was just jiggling. I would die. This would be a 10 out of 10 game. This would be a 10 out of 10 game. Like if the horse jiggled and like the horse butt and the girl butt jiggled, I would die. I would be on the ground. I would die. I would just lie. I'm dead. Like that's it. I'm over. Like dead by jiggle. That's it. So Lele says proceeds to give 1K to Rattle. Tried Go says full stride. Goon DLC. It's oh my god. Hoping says no, please, my eyes. Kazumi says Rattle needs to give reasonable bar. Okay, I will give a reasonable bar, and then we can have a live stream. And if we reach the goal at the end of that live stream, during that live stream, I will play this game. I will have it installed and ready, locked and loaded. And if we reach the goal, I will play it. That I think is a fair one. For the Queasy Hope says Jiggle Simulator. It's not a jockey racer. It's a jiggle racer. I can't. Okay, so horse racing manager, hi again. You're still here. I'm quite skeptical of the 5K claim. Sorry. Gamelictic has them at 1.7. Gamelictic, sorry, has them at 1.7, and they're pretty accurate. But who knows? Oh, that's fair. Like maybe they are sort of bumping up those numbers a little bit. Thanks for letting me know, horse racing manager. I'll actually check that out. Gamelictic, I will check that out definitely. Well, actually, as a horse racing manager, as a horse racing developer, what do you think about the game? if you are willing to say anything, I understand. You don't want to diss other developers, but how do you what do you think? Give us your opinion, horse racing manager. Sarchura says jiggle racing, yeah. Bazura says, oh, I need to be there then. Lele Mariposa says, might as well have Jello says. Jiggle Stars horse racing. Lele Mariposa says, Lamau horse racing. We should. Horse racing manager says we should have done this. I'm sorry, God, I died. You know what? Diva, Gallop Diva, get that bag. You figure it out. Get that bag. Like, that is so good. I dare you. Like freaking, what do you call it? Like, April Fool's update. Rattle is dead. Like, Rattle is dead. Oh my God, I can't. Anyway, that has been the entirety for this live stream. I think we had a lot of fun up and downs. I think we had some really cool discussions. As always, thank you all so much for being here. And thank you to Horse Racing Manager for joining us. And as always, to Rocky Blaze for your membership and your support. It is always appreciated. For the next live stream, I'm going to be doing a 3 horsey games game. Stream, so we're going to play some different horse games and see what they do. I will make a very reasonable goal, and if we reach that goal, I will then play this game live. I think that's going to be fun. We'll see how it goes, though. But as always, thank you all so much for being here, and I hope you all have an amazing day. Oh yes, I will check out Shibi's dressage. There hasn't been any updates on Shibi's dressage, just to let you know. Starshuna, not yet, but if there's any updates, I'll let you guys know. Anyway, have a lovely day, guys. Bye bye. Now, how do I get out of here again? Mute.